Hello and welcome back to Tabletop Fables for episode 2 of Under the Moon's Shadow. I'm DM Cody. I'm here to delight and horrify the players. And we're going to do a quick roundtable to introduce ourselves.
Hi, I am Bridicus. I am playing Medrith. He appears as a over 7 foot tall human. Think Tom Welling from Luther, except dressed in fantasy like robes. He normally walks around with a big quarterstaff, but he sort of got thrown at someone last game and he doesn't have it at the moment.
I'm Anthony. I play Cass as short even for a dwarf with sun bleached blonde hair and a scar that goes from roughly eyebrow down past neck.
Hello, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Jafar. He's a white tiger tabaxi rogue and he generally wears flamboyant coats and stuff, and he has a hat with a feather in it.
I'm playing, my name's Lockie and I'm playing Valius, a tiefling bard. He's a blue-skinned tiefling with black horns and dark purplish hair.
I'm Karuna. I'm playing Vilvana, a Yanti. She has a greenish skin, scales across part of her face and neck and arms. She wears expensive but well-worn travel clothing, and generally a hooded cloak.
Alright, so last time we left the players inadvertently possibly ending the world. Ask Kaz about that one. What we saw last were tendrils of shadow coming up from a hole in the ground, looping around the moon until they completely encompassed it. Then with a hammer strike from a giant dwarf god, it just went black. You look up, you from the tree line now that you've tracked your friends back, and this giant dwarf just turns to look at you now, and it says something in a very deep, gravelly voice, ancient dwarvish. You can roll a history to see if you recognise it.
17.
Okay. So all you hear is just like a rumbling, deep voice. Almost doesn't sound like a voice, it's that gravelly. And you hear something along the lines of, "My prison becomes your grave." And he rises the hammer that he struck the ground with right above his head and brings it crashing down, and the ground just starts trembling. Everyone roll a dex save.
Including
Yes.
No. Oh, I have disadvantage.
Oh yeah! Oh, it's worse.
Damn it.
14.
19.
4.
21. 4.
Oh my god.
So the ground just starts crumbling beneath you. The four of you just find yourselves falling. You manage to drop to all fours and bounce to another piece of rock, just in time to see him bring his hammer down again. And as he does, the part you just slips away and you start sliding down the rock tumble. Your friend's just completely gone from sight. Everyone roll a con save.
Did we fall down the hole that they were around?
The whole mountain looks like it's crumbling into the ruins.
Oh.
Sweet. Oh, my disadvantage.
16.
19.
5.
19.
6.
23.
This happens for all. You just feel like you're crashing against walls, bouncing, tumbling down these rocks into caverns, out the other side of caverns as they start collapsing, and everything goes black except for you. You are trapped under rubble, completely unable to move, with your eyes barely open, staring out at now the darkness that's covering the sky, other than very faint starlight.
I'd like to start stealthing towards where I saw him disappear.
You're unconscious,
Cool. I was wrong, it was a 17.
which is very stealthy, I'm not going to lie.
I had a 17, if that makes any difference.
No.
Okay.
Just moaning pain and... can I attempt to move at all?
You can. Yep, roll a strength check with disadvantage.
Just straight check? 20.
Yeah, so you sort of manage to get your arm up and start clawing away at some of this rubble. You still hear the earth shaking behind you and large portions of rocks collapsing in. Make a perception check.
I am rolling really well with disadvantage. 23.
Yeah, so as you pull this rock away, you look up and you just notice above you there seem to be owls circling, or doves, you're not sure.
Owls. I don't know what a dove is. Don't trust them. They remind me too much of the drow. Do I see any of them?
Not yet.
I just keep trying to free myself, see if there's a weapon around. But yeah.
Roll a strength check.
16.
Yeah, so you manage to sort of start getting away out a little bit. As you do, you realise your legs just aren't working anymore. You're managing to clear the rock a bit. And then a hooded figure steps up over the rocks and looks down at you and see the dark blue features of a drow with long white hair. And all of a sudden there's a loud crack and everything just goes black. So sometime later, you're not sure how long, you all wake up and it's pitch black. Those with dark vision can see you're in some sort of dugout cave. Slight dripping of water in the background. You're all incredibly tired. You've all taken 1 level of exhaustion.
For those at home, I am now on 5 levels of exhaustion. If I have 1 more, I die.
It's done.
So that means I'm at movement 0.
Yes.
Does that mean I can crawl around incredibly slowly, or I'm just laying on the ground done?
We'll get to that.
No.
Who's got dark vision? Alright, so you can all see what's going on. As you come to, you're in a stone dugout. From what you sense, quite a way underground, especially you can feel the vibrations, you feel like you're fairly deep in the earth. Except you notice that Medrith isn't there. And you look across and there is a stone slab, Medrith lying there, and someone in a hooded cloak seeming to work over him, their hands glowing slightly, breaking up the pitch black.
Are we like barred off in this?
Yeah, see, it looks like there's almost like natural stalactites and stalagmites that have come down to
and he's on the other side,
and you can see through these.
And
We have stuff.
You have been stripped completely of everything but your basic clothing.
Someone's looking over Medrith.
Someone's standing over him while he's on the stone slab. You can just see his head and his legs because he's so large sticking out. Someone in a hooded robe is standing there. You can see a slight glow coming from behind them.
Does he look conscious?
No. In the distance, you can hear once again a very quiet chanting sound, but it sounds very different to what you were hearing from the dwarves.
I'm assuming this figure is more drow height than dwarf height?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, quite slender and tall.
I'm going to try to silently push myself up and look around at the rest of the party and say, what the fuck did you guys do?
Just went sightseeing. Nothing to report.
Cast it back.
I went exploring for like 5 minutes, and then you were following this dwarf, and then you went behind a door and I could find you, and then the world ended.
Not strongly worded.
It's not.
Is it not?
It's just in a bad place.
Well on its way to ending.
How far away is Medrith?
Probably about 30 feet.
Should we try? Do we want to try?
Is there like a door?
Not that you can see.
So it's just a jail with stalactites.
Yes.
Do we want to
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably at this point very much assume it's a prison.
I'm going to walk up to the bars and just like lean between the gap as much as I can and be like, excuse me, what are you doing with our friends there?
Quiet. You start blinking awake with this sound, and you see a drow woman with long braided white hair looking down at you, her hands glowing over your chest.
Medrith's unconscious.
Do I have my holy symbol on me, or am I just?
No, you've been stripped of everything but your basic clothing at the moment.
I sort of see a drow over me with the glow of magic, and I just weakly try to swing and then collapse back.
Yep. You see this drow sort of stop for a moment, goes across the room to just out of view, comes back with a long length of white linen, and ties it around Medrith to this stone plinth.
So binding him to the stone. Like, seriously, what are you doing?
Do you want him to die? Just keeps hands glowing over his chest.
So you're helping him?
For now.
You could have just said that.
Cleared things up. But yeah. Thank you.
And keeps working.
Any chance we're getting out of here?
No.
We don't mean you any harm. I'm pretty sure you could take us down at any moment, so, like, seriously, it's very uncomfortable in here.
It's not for me to decide.
Can we talk to your manager?
Not right now.
Medrith, can you hear me?
You've sort of half conscious, you can hear.
Sort of just. From the other side, I hear the voice. I sort of just make like a hand gesture that I've responded, but I'm not trying to be obvious about it.
Yeah. You feeling? Is she making you feel better or worse?
I can feel it's healing.
Oh yeah.
Sort of.
Grunt once for yes. Grunt 2 times for no. Good. That sounds good.
What does he look like?
He looks like a tall cleric human, wearing white robes. He still seems to have most of his gear on him.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's been stripped like you have.
Fair.
Okay, I'm going to message him, so use the cantrip, and ask, do we want to try to break out of here, or?
I'll fight. I don't have any instruments. I can barely use any of my spells.
Yeah, I can use a couple of things, maybe, but I don't like this entire situation.
I don't want to be here either.
Jafar will approach the stalactites and talk to the guy. Can I try and stealthily cast friends on him?
Yeah. Does that have any...
Vocal and Somatic.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just slide back.
It'd be probably just a stealth.
That one's good.
2's back.
So how do you do it? I imagine it's a vocal thing where you say something to try and convince them.
Yeah. So I'll just try and mutter it under my breath as I talk to him, the spell.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, hello friend. We seem to be trapped behind the stalactites. Perhaps you can open it for us?
No.
You're only
spell
making
gonna work?
things worse.
Or
Just wait it out.
Roll insight. Since you're talking.
11.
You've seen some healing magics before. What this drow is doing seems to be healing magic. It also seems to be fairly ineffective comparatively to what you've seen. You get the impression that maybe this drow is no one of significant importance and probably doesn't have any sort of authority to help you.
Like, do I get the sense my spell worked on him and he just can't help us?
No. You get the feeling it didn't work at all.
Alright.
Goes for a moment and then walks away into the darkness.
Can I squeeze out of here?
No.
Was I bound, including my arms?
Yes. But you do start blinking awake now. The healing's obviously taking effect. You're feeling better.
I'll call out to Medrith. Hope you feel better, buddy, and cast healing word on him.
Yep.
It's not a lot.
Do we count as having any kind of rest?
None at the moment.
8.
I've technically taken no damage, but I'm appreciating it.
I hope it makes you feel better.
So the drow woman has left?
Yes.
Okay. How wide are the gaps between the stalagmites and stalactites?
They're fairly narrow, enough that you can see through. You could get probably items through there if you had items. You wouldn't be able to get through yourself, though, you wouldn't think.
Okay.
Small animals could fit through, though.
Have any of my snake friends followed me?
You haven't seen any yet.
Okay.
It's now we're alone.
Do I feel like I have equipment on me?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to cast Mage Hand and start undoing his bindings.
Yep.
So I just reach my hand through the bars and then try to undo it as well as I can.
Yeah, I mean, she nodded it. just like a normal knot that was just to stop him from swinging while she was trying to heal.
Yep.
Fairly easily comes undone and flutters to the ground.
Okay. I'm going to pull the cloth over just so I have something.
Yep. So you just see this cloth untie, you feel a slight tug on your wrist, and you look and see it just trailing along the ground.
Can you? Sorry.
I'll look around. Is there anything in this room?
Is a workstation with what looks like medical supplies. Mostly herbs and cloth and very natural healing.
Can you stand?
I sort of attempt to move around to my, it's like a crouching position and try to push myself up, and my arm just gives way. So I lay down.
You're right there. You do not seem to be having a good time.
I will be fine. I think the drow has done something to me.
I think she was trying to heal you. I know like you hate them, but I do think she was trying to heal you.
Yes.
Do you need your walking axe? Glaive.
I will be fine, and I attempt very poorly to. So they're behind salad, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing that looks like it's big and heavy or.
I mean, the stone slab you're on is very big and heavy.
Yeah, it's
Other than that, I mean, the medical supplies are on small wooden shelves. That'd be relatively heavy.
So just sort of, I'll try to head their way, and I basically get it off the slab and collapse my knees and lay on the ground like. It's like grunt in pain and just start crawling across the ground.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, right, because you movement speed 0.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm forgetting. Wow.
Never stop, don't giving up.
Yeah.
Stopping.
Can I ask, can we see an exit to the room outside of our
Well, you
box?
see where the drow left. That seems to go up into a rocky passage.
It's not a door or anything though, it's
No,
just
just
a
a
passageway, and that's the
passageway.
only one we can see?
Ah, yes. Yep. That's a stone wall. The dugout cave you're in,
Yeah.
and a small alcove where the table was.
Yeah, cool.
How big are those slapbacks? Could we break them?
They're very big. You wouldn't think you'd be able to break
I
them.
give one a firm tug and give up.
As you're on the ground, you see up the end with your dark vision of this corridor a giant black spider crawling down towards you.
I will turn my hand around and start attempting to cast a spell, and just too exhausted, just like lay down.
Medrith, take an 8-hour nap and
Get back to me.
come back to us.
So you see Medrith lift his hand trying to cast a spell, and you sort of press your head up and you can see this giant black spider crawling down.
Does it seem friendly?
You don't know, it's just a giant crawling spider. It gets to over the top of Medrith and stops with its head just above him.
Okay, I'm readying fireball.
I'm reading Vicious Mockery.
I am flailing meekly.
I'm hissing like a cat.
It just kind of stands over you and stares at you for a moment. And then its legs just suck back in and it twists and turns into a drow woman. Very similar to the one that was in here before, but with a much more authoritative bearing.
Servant to Wolf.
She grabs you much stronger than you're expecting, drags you over the table, lifts you up with some strain, and dumps you back onto the table.
Yeah, he doesn't have very good people skills. I'm sorry about him. Please don't kill us.
I'll stand up out from the corner that I'm just kind of sitting in. It was me. Let them go.
What was you?
I'll let him out. I didn't mean to.
Let who out?
Abbathor.
Just stares blankly,
I slink back in.
turns into a giant spider and skitters off.
Probably should have kept that to ourselves.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They'll find out eventually.
Okay.
Who is Abbathor?
An old enemy. Not me.
I knew we were searching for his eye, but that seemed to be the rest of him.
I didn't know he was there.
Shit.
You hear just like a slight crumbling behind you, and a snake slithers out of a crack in the rock.
Baby, come on over.
It hits the ground.
Is that how you cast Animal Friends?
Yes, it is.
It slithers out and just hits the ground with a light thump and moves up and says,
Yeah, I like.
"Comes the tiefling."
Thank you, darling. I felt it as well.
His tongue flicks out and head waves a little bit.
I like scritch him behind where the ears would be, in the back of his skull, and I say, can we like take a look around and try to see if there are any ways that I could get out of here?
Takes off, gets to the stalactites, kind of winds its way up, takes a minute and drops to the other side and starts slithering around.
I made a friend.
I saw.
Yeah.
I'm glad. We haven't made any friends at all, to be honest.
I can try maybe getting started on breaking us out of here, but it'll be a very long and noisy process. What is the game plan?
Can I just have a quick look at the herbs around me? Is there anything that's like basically cocaine? Perk me up for a little bit.
How familiar are you with drow medicine?
Poisons? More so. Medicine, no.
How familiar are you with cocaine?
Too familiar. Well, you look around and you see a lot of them would be poisonous. Not to drow necessarily, possibly healing to drow. But they seem to know what they're doing when they're healing you, whether it was effective or not. You could tell that they were using the right things. There are some things you don't recognise that you think, well, if they're not recognised, they might not be poisons.
That drow probably is. Yeah. I give up on that idea.
I would like to start to investigate this prison because as far as we can tell, there's no entrance, right?
Yeah, I'm helping her.
Yeah, I want to see if there's any like hidden way they got us in here.
Yep.
No. Investigation? That's a rolling with advantage. Yeah, that's a 6.
Yeah, so you start looking around this cave. It is solid stone. There's some cracks, obviously, where the snake got in.
Yeah.
You figure that probably leads to some large caves and fissures, but there's no way you could fit through there, and you don't know how far it would be to get there. The stalagmites and stalactites are very solidly planted in the ground and the ceiling, creating a very strong exit.
Okay.
I'll let you check something.
My assumption would be that these stalactites and stalagmites aren't naturally formed.
It would seem that way, yes, but if they can magic them into existence to keep us in here, there will be a way to magic them out.
They would do that personally.
Forest taking a cat nap.
It's curled up in the corner.
No material matters. Visible. It's not make them pretend we're all invisible. Maybe they think we're not in here, but it doesn't matter. Can't do it.
How thick are the stalactites?
The thinnest one is probably 2 feet across.
Do they like? I'm guessing they're like close to each other. Like
Some of them are touching, some of them have gaps at a bit of an angle.
Looks like a toothy maw. Sort
Yeah.
Of. Yeah.
if I took like a solid like peek off of one of them, would because everyone else that's in here with me is rather lithe, would they be able to like squeeze through?
Roll a investigation with disadvantage.
That one.
You can't find any. Roll a perception with disadvantage.
13.
While they're looking around trying to find a way out, you hear the skittering of lots of feet. Spider feet. And you look up to see quite a few spiders now coming down.
I'm going
Normal
to
size one?
Large spiders.
I'm going to call my snake buddy back to me.
He's gone off searching,
Okay.
and it looks like he's gone up the
Okay.
pathway.
I hope he's alright.
They're like animals. They're cool. They're cool.
So these spiders come charging in, and the first one twists back into a drow, and then the rest follow suit. The first one's a very angry-looking, muscular male drow. And he goes up and waves his hand, and the gap just splits in front of you. And he grabs you by the shirt and says, "What have you done?"
Well, you're pretty mad. I'm gonna assume you already know it.
Do you know what you've done?
Yes.
We don't. If
Roll persuasion. Because you're not lying.
No, they don't believe a word I say. That was a natural one.
He just glares at you, and
That dice is going away.
he pushes you back, goes and grabs you, throws you in there as well. So now you're all in there together. Just stands there staring at you.
Do you have the hammer?
The hammer. What hammer?
That's
Should be up where we were. The hammer Morin.
His eyes just widen a little bit.
he can fix this. He knows how to use the hammer. It's his one weakness.
Roll deception.
Disadvantage?
Yes, it is. Even if you didn't have exhaustion.
Come on, this is like one of the two things I'm good at.
Hell yeah.
24.
He steps back and stalagmites and stalagmites just shoot back down. He turns around and says something in Undercommon. No one understands Undercommon.
No.
Barks at one of these druids and just slinks into a white wolf and just charges off. We will see.
Okay, but
It's really heavy.
You can manage.
Pick it up.
I move over to the gap, so I'm like closest to him, and I say, please, we didn't actually mean any harm. We're adventurers. We were trying to find some money.
Adventurers.
Yes, I know that is the reception that we usually get. I have discovered that. But seriously, we didn't mean for any of this to go wrong. And we would like to try to make up for it, but we can't do that from the inside of a cell.
We're on your side.
You can't make it worse if you're dead. He just turns.
Have
Have them killed.
I don't think it can be made worse in any case.
As he says that, a female drow steps forward and places a hand on his shoulder and says, "The Forest Queen wouldn't approve." He just sort of scowls.
It's the forest.
Fine. And turns and walks off. And the lady's left behind is like, "I'm sorry about him."
That's okay.
At this point, you'd be doing me a favor.
Like I was saying, we're on your side. We want this to be fixed as badly as you do.
Leave, all of you. The drow kind of look at each other and turn and start marching up the corridor. We will see in time. But for now, she holds her hand up on the stalactites and they start glowing with a sort of sickly purple glow that expands throughout the whole cave you're in. And all of a sudden you just feel yourselves starting to get re-energized and rejuvenated.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And she just sort of smiles as they put up and turns and walks off.
Can I at least know your name?
Calreth.
Calvert.
And she turns and continues up the corridor.
Do you have a flute? Oh, sorry.
Energized how?
You all lose one level of exhaustion now.
Oh, just one.
Is that one an hour?
And it's glowing that sickly purple, so you feel like while you're in this light, it is healing much faster than usual. Some of the scrapes and abrasions, even the possible fractured bones, you feel them start mending themselves.
I sit down and just start resting.
I move Medrith up against a wall.
He's just flopped in the middle.
As you do, he manages to get to his feet now.
So push it back.
Vilvana sits like next to him, but I just turn to Cass and I'm like, so I think we deserve a bit of an explanation. You said we're looking for a book and we've released some sort of elder god, and you do seem to know about him.
I know of him.
He said he was an old enemy.
Not of me, of Morin, the god of the dwarves, our creator god. I don't know too much. You'd have to speak to a scholar. That's not my department. I just know they fought, Abbathor lost, he was sealed. I did not think he was going to be there. Turns out he was. And surprisingly easy to free.
But there's nothing easy about that defense.
Couple of hammer strikes, the right words. Boom. I've destroyed the world. If we get out, we can talk to the church, and hopefully they'll have an idea.
Yes, organized religion fixes everything.
When there are sects sects
That is strange in your accent.
that are their sole purpose is to deal with these kind of threats. Yeah, it can fix it.
He seemed to be not afraid, but it seemed to at least garner a little bit of his attention. The hammer when you were hitting him with it, and the weapons that they pierced through the barrier. Do you reckon?
That's why we need to find it.
Do you reckon you could seal him again?
Possibly, but if there's any possibility of sealing him again, it's making something with that hammer.
Right. Making like a prison cell, or like
I'm not sure. I'd have
A big
to.
sword?
I'd have to research.
You hear a slight slither. You see the snake once again winding up from the other side and dropping in and comes up to you. There's Drow.
Thank you, buddy. It's really good to know. I just like take him and put him around my neck, like under my collar, get him a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know what to do now.
We just wait. That's all we can do. Hopefully he finds a hammer. Hopefully eventually get it let out.
The rest,
Promise
of
we'll try and fix it. That's the best we can do.
the rest of the campaign is us in this prison cell.
how fast does it feel like we're recovering?
A lot faster than normal, but it's still going to take a while.
Well, yeah, like hours.
At least.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I think we should rest, or we can.
Yeah.
There's
I
not much else we can
I
do.
take one more look around to see if I can see any hidden switch or something that reveals how to open it.
Roll a insight.
Inside. That would be. What's my insight? Oh, it's not bad. 13.
So you start searching for it, and then your mind flashes back to this drow man that came down. Just,
Yeah.
and you're probably magic.
Probably magic. Alright. Yeah, I just start resting.
Yep.
I just like fold up my cloak and try to sleep as well.
Alright, so everyone takes a rest. Sometime later, you're sort of awakened by the sound of footsteps. You all wake up, and your exhaustion's completely gone, fully healed.
First time in the campaign. Does that count as a long rest in general?
Yes. A long rest that removes all exhaustion and heals all HP, essentially.
Spells?
Yes.
But there's footsteps coming?
Yes. And you see the stalagmites and stalactites shoot up into the roof and ground again.
I jump to the other side. I'm sick of this cell.
As in jump out of the cell.
Yes.
You look up to see a large, muscular drow man, looks familiar, scowling at you a bit.
Okay, like super not a fan of being a prisoner. Not gonna try to like do anything untoward. Can we stretch our legs at least?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay, I don't like that
I
response.
didn't like that response at all.
Follow me. He turns on heel and starts walking up the corridor.
Okay, actually kind of regretting this now.
I follow.
I follow.
Too eager. Just
Limp along behind.
I'm gonna leave last. Is there any like knives or anything I see as I'm leaving?
No, it's very much a medicinal station more than a medical
Anything
centre.
I can use as a club?
As a club, I mean, you could probably try and break off a leg or something.
Yeah, I'll
One of the-
as I leave.
Is there any long
Strength
sticks?
So you're trying to break off this leg and you just can't get it. It's very well made furniture, surprisingly.
Alright. I grab a handful of herbs.
Is there any like long stick-like things?
No long stick-like things,
Okay,
unless you want to try and once again splinter off part of the furniture.
definitely don't.
Yeah, I think I'm using the wall as a brace.
Yeah, so you see a couple of the drow have fallen behind, waiting for you to pass them. As you do, they step in, guard behind you.
Just I was trying to rip off a leg, but just like.
So you follow them up this corridor and it opens. You can hear this chanting growing louder now. And what you see is a wide cavern that disappears at the edge of your dark vision. But you do see a very large tree that seems to be growing in the dark down here. A lot of the drow are kneeling around it, chanting, their hoods up.
I assume this is the chanting we heard.
Yes.
What's the tree about?
Keep moving. They take you past it, and you see a couple of the drow look up from their chanting and sort of follow you with their eyes as you go. A couple of them don't look very happy with you.
That was my next question.
A couple of them look more intrigued than anything.
I give them my most charming smile.
One of them sort of smiles back and nods and head down, starts chanting again.
Nice.
Cute.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I've ever heard of the Forest Queen?
Yes.
22.
Yes, she is a goddess of druids and rangers. Known for goodness and harmony and the protection of nature.
And she's just called the Forest Queen?
She's known as Maliki.
Maliki.
What was it? Maliki?
Maliki.
I'll just spell that for
Mielikki. You know, the normal way.
Yeah, of course.
While we're walking, I'd just say to the drow out the front of us, I had no idea there was a following from Maliki out here.
There wasn't. Keep moving.
I asked
You can roll an insight if you want.
This is the big scary guy's leading us, isn't he?
He's leading, yes.
You're the ones that look at school.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the worst roll all day, and then find out 8.
Yeah, maybe like you don't know what happens past the drow you've seen before.
Whatever it is, it's a trick.
Almost certainly. They definitely want to hurt you.
I'm staring down the drows if they make eye contact.
Hey, man leading us, what's your name?
Zekalil, keep moving.
I'm bad at drow names, apparently.
Zekalil?
Zekalil.
Zekalil.
You just like poking a bear.
And while you're talking to him, roll perception.
16.
He's starting to keep moving, he sounds angry, but he's grinning as his face is turned from you. He looks very happy about something.
Let's go.
What you smiling about? It's like a little.
You'll see soon enough.
Awesome.
So he leads you around this large room. The trees, sort of all you can see that it would go well past there. Probably a large round cavern you work out as you continue circling around. You get to what you assume to be the other side and you go down another stone passage.
So we circled all the way around the tree, sort of thing you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this stone passage leads up, winding. You go through, you see a dining hall with a number of tables and chairs set up. You go through and you see some other stone passageways that look like they might lead to living quarters. And to your surprise, eventually you end up outside, above ground, with a thicket of trees. It's daytime. You see the drow sort of squint a bit and open their eyes and walk out. You're a bit surprised by how well they're taking the sunlight.
But I know that's where you ambush them when they walk into the sunlight.
From what you've heard.
Nope.
And there's trees that are lined, touching ahead of you, almost like a large cage. And he leads you out and turns around with a grin and says, well, I guess we will see. And he turns into a panther and just winds out. The other drow follows suit, and you're left standing in the middle of a clearing.
What will we see?
You then see Calrith. Comes down with a smile. Says, if you are true, if you worship nature and show the correct deference, you'll be safe. Remember, nature is all powerful. We are nothing. And she turns around and says, may the trial of the Forest Queen begin.
Shit.
She turns into a small bird and flits away.
I chopped out the nearest tree.
I was totally meant to be like, I go snap a rust as a weapon before you said that.
So you currently don't have any of your gear or weapons?
I'm assuming they took my bag.
Sorry?
I'm assuming they took my
They
bag.
took everything, yeah.
I have so much money in there.
Yeah.
I look around and there's like a fallen stick or club or something like that.
It's nothing. It's surprisingly lush and nothing dead. The trees have green leaves all through them.
And so we're lined with trees on either side.
Yeah, so it's
Big.
probably about 50 feet across, 2 lines of trees, and that seems to come to an end. It's almost perfectly cubed.
So it's let's walk to the other side, see what happens.
Yeah.
Start walking.
So as you start walking, you see a panther snake out and come and stand in front of you.
One of the drow?
Maybe.
Hold up.
And it just sits there and bares its fangs, growling at you.
May we pass in peace?
We mean no harm.
Opens its mouth a little bit and sort of hisses.
I walk straight past it.
I hiss back. And you keep going.
Do you understand what
Like
it's
a
saying?
alley cat.
No? Okay.
Huh?
Do you understand what it's saying, Jafar?
I does not understand.
Does it seem to be reacting to these two moving past it?
No.
I'm joining then.
So do I, giving it a wide berth.
Yeah.
It sort of looks between you and just lets you pass. You continue walking past it. Then it lets out a roar, and you turn around and you see it's just caught on fire. And it just disappears, and this flame just starts spreading, covering this entire area.
Oh shit.
Gets to the trees and doesn't seem to burn it.
Is it coming towards us?
It's coming up at the moment,
And it's blocked off the path completely?
So
the way back.
is
Yeah.
the panther on fire or it turned
disappeared.
into fire?
Hoofing it away, running.
Yep.
Far's also running.
Well, we're supposed to help it?
I didn't think we had time.
So the flame starts slowly creeping towards you. You can still feel this heat
Yep.
rolling off of it.
Following him, running.
Not burning the trees?
Not on the side, but it does look like it's singeing the grass as it's coming
Okay,
towards
so there
you.
is grass above them.
There's no animals or anything around that could be harmed?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm just like cupping my snake protectively.
How far is it to, how clear a run do we have?
From where you are
From the
to...
flat?
You've probably got about 100 feet. It's a fair bit of distance.
And then it closes off with a wall of trees?
Yep.
I'll run as far as I can go.
Yep. So you get to the wall of trees. The flame's not very fast, but it is slowly burning towards you.
I'm waiting for the flame to come to me.
Yep.
I climb a tree.
Yep, so you start climbing and a branch twists out in front of you, blocking off your ascent.
Let's see. Can anyone put out a fire?
I wait till I ready in action for when it's within 10 feet and I snuff it using prestidigitation.
Yes, it's not even close to 10 feet yet. You've got quite a bit of time.
I'll just wait.
Yep. Everyone roll perception for me.
Really a good roll.
23.
That one.
19.
17.
7.
Okay, so you three, as you're looking around for an exit, notice that one of these trees isn't quite like the others. It's not quite as healthy. It looks a bit sickly. And you notice leaning next to that is a big woodcutter's axe, double-headed blade on it.
I feel like we shouldn't chop it down.
But nature, you must kill the weak so the strong survive. Is the way of things.
Jafar's running for that.
Yep. If no one else is, you grab it first. Oh, well, yeah, if you heard them talking, you probably would have turned around and seen it, even with that low perception, so yeah, you'd probably get it first.
I investigate the tree to see if it's spread to if the whole tree is sickly and if it's spread to the roots.
It doesn't look sickly, it just doesn't look healthy and vibrant like the other ones.
I want to see if I can figure out any way that the tree could be saved. Like if there's something that's causing it to look like not as strong.
Yep, roll perception.
I'm on 5, 20.
You'd think a very high-level druid spell could rejuvenate it.
I know heaps of those.
I'm just gonna walk up to the tree and put my hands on it and be like, could you somehow please let us pass? We mean you no harm. We are great friends of nature. Please, anything you can do to help. I'm addressing the tree and the ones around it. We really don't want to hurt you.
You get no response.
Yes, I expected that, but I thought I'd try.
Jathar, an axe is a tool I am familiar with.
I give him the axe.
I walk up and I say, yeah. You cull the weak so the strong survive. Strike the tree.
I run towards the fire. Not into it. Does it look like, since everyone's burning it, it's all on fire now it's 60 foot of fire or something?
It's burning towards you, it's going back the other way as well.
Okay, so it's a lot of fire.
And as you do this, you hear a thunk into the wood and you look over and see an axe buried
And I wink
into
to
the trunk of the
should we
tree.
wait? Just wait until the end?
And you see the whole tree just drop forward
Oh, he's so strong.
And the flame stops.
Sorry.
And there's a way through to what looks like another area through where this tree was.
Edris used to cut.
I'll start using
Super
the axe as a walking stick.
I will follow because that's the path we've taken.
Yeah.
Any of the branches break the tree when it landed?
No, it's sort of disappeared. It's been
Is the
struck
stump
down.
still there?
Sorry?
Is the stump of it still there?
It's just a path now.
Alright.
Yeah. So it started felling, it fell and just disappeared.
Continue on.
So now you come to another area, similar to the first, but the trees are very overgrown here. It's quite dark and dappled in here. And
Again, like a cage sort of situation.
yeah, it's a circle this time,
Okay.
completely around you.
I'll go for a walk.
Yep.
To the other side. As far as I can get.
Yeah, I follow as well. Can I stealth?
Yep.
If I see it sneaking, I'll start sneaking.
16.
Ugh, not great. 13.
What's everyone else doing?
I'll walk to what I presume to be the exact centre of said circle, and then investigate the ground.
Just grass like the last place.
Yeah.
I'm going to be walking the perimeter and running my hands across each of the trees just to see if any of them are different, if any are an illusion or...
They all seem fairly solid.
I was just gonna hide and look at everything.
I make a silent prayer to the Night Lord and basically, in my own language, apologise for being lame and crippled and know that I am one of the weak that should be culled. And then I walk into the circle.
Do I
I got 26 and
understand
stuff.
what you said?
I said it quietly. I don't know, how's good is your hearing?
You know,
I am over 7 feet tall, I might have said it quite loud. By accident.
accidentally improving voice.
As you're walking around, you look down and you see a small rabbit, fluffy and white, hop out. It hops and it's sort of hopping at a bit of a strange angle. And as you watch, it looks like it's got a broken back leg.
Okay, I immediately call him over, trying not to gather any of their attention. I say, try to heal this guy, like, before these guys can cut his head off.
And then you hear a roar, a growl, and you see a wolf just banging out of what looked like a patch of shadow. It's got blazing red eyes and it's jet black fur.
Does it look like it's looking at the rabbit?
Looking at the rabbit and now looking at you.
Okay.
I will jump up and say, if you hit that wolf, I will hit you.
Do we let nature run its course? Do we let it get the rabbit?
Jafar's gonna run for the rabbit if he sees it.
I'm going to minor illusion another rabbit that looks similar to this one, bouncing in the opposite direction to try to distract the wolf while he heals this one.
Yeah, I'll cast healing word at the rabbit.
Yep.
Does the limp go away?
Don't know yet.
Oh, no.
Perception. I
It's
don't see a
all-
rabbit. Perception. I don't see a rabbit.
You don't want to get in the way of nature.
I don't know what to do here. I'm not very good in forests, but I like rabbits.
Wolves eat rabbits, that's just how it is.
There
What's
are.
the point of this test then? If we just let things go as they are, if we just kill everything?
It could be a test of strength and we must kill the wolf and claim its pelt for our own.
So your healing word takes effect, its leg heals, it starts bounding off, the wolf just darts after it.
Not paying attention to my illusion.
No.
Does the rabbit run near me?
Where were you?
I'm near the entrance hiding.
I'll sort of go past you at a bit of an angle, you could intercept or try
I'm
to.
gonna chase after him trying to eat it.
Well, I can't stop.
You're
it
going
now.
to try and catch it and eat it?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a
I feel like my
Dex check?
Really?
Moments of
19.
thought.
So you charge after it on all fours and you manage to catch up to it, you're hot on its heels. To your right you see this large black wolf coming in as well, quite long, quickly.
Does it look like he's gonna beat me?
Looks like it's going to be very close. But you figure if you catch this, you don't know what the wolf's going to do once you've got it.
If I see Jathar move, I'm going to cast Hold Person on him.
Yeah.
And so when he darts out, I'm going to try and
Does it have any material components?
Oh, actually, yes, probably. I've memorized the ones that I didn't.
Well, that's the question. Did
Yeah,
they leave his
it's
holy
true.
symbol?
Sorry?
Did they leave his holy symbol?
Yeah, no, they took it. A small straight piece of iron.
Yeah, I don't think there'd be any way you would have found that.
Unless I took it off with the axe, maybe. But
You
no,
try.
yeah.
You just try to cast it, but you can't.
Can
So-
I try and knock the wolf off? Like knock him over so I get to the rabbit first?
You can. Roll a Strength check.
I believe it's 9. I don't know, strength. No, 10.
So you go to charge into this wolf, and it just definitely leaps over the top of you. And you, with your shoulder, sort of move past and completely clear the rabbit. And you see the wolf just pounce and lunge on top of the rabbit and pin it to the ground.
I attack the wolf.
With your claws.
Yeah.
Roll a hit.
Spiritual weapon. And I smash the.
I'm going to investigate the shadow that the wolf and the rabbit came out of.
Yep, so the shadow is just a shadow.
Okay, so there's no entrance.
I
You miss?
think I like 7.
Yep.
Might be for the best.
So yeah, I cast spiritual weapon and hit the. I'm warned.
Roll a hit.
My roll's been terrible.
So you see this spiritual weapon manifest and swing at you, and you go to hit and puts you off, and you jump to the side out of the way.
Is the wolf eating the rabbit? Or
Yes.
Is it just... Okay.
Well, not yet. It's pinned it down in its jaws,
It's a bouncer.
and the rabbit's panicking and it's kicking its back legs out.
I'm just
Trying
gonna
to escape.
yell at the sky. What do you want from us? What are we supposed to do here?
You made it a fair chase. That's all you can do.
Can I try and kill the rabbit and like run for the leg?
Sorry.
I want to kill the rabbit and like tear its leg off and run away. So I eat it.
Yeah. You're going to contend with a wolf who's now got its prey, but sure. Roll a dex check to see if you can grab it away.
16.
So you go to grab it away, and the wolf rips its head away, and you just miss.
What happens when the head gets ripped off?
No, it doesn't rip its head
Oh,
off.
it rips
its head away with the
you
rabbit.
miss it.
Yeah, so you couldn't grab it.
This is the chain of food. The wolf eats the rabbit and we eat the wolf.
The wolf now turns, drops the rabbit,
Still alive?
it dashes off,
Okay.
hobbles off, and turns to stare at you, its eyes flaming, and a low growl, rumbling, and it starts advancing on you.
I take the rabbit and run.
Oh.
The rabbit's behind it, you can try and go for it if you really want to.
I message Jathar and I say, give it up to Jathar, just let them have it.
It requires copper wire. That's why I haven't been doing it.
Oh, I thought you did to me on it, sorry.
Yeah, when we were back in Philippines, which I wouldn't have been able to.
I try and run around the other rabbit.
Yep. Make a strength save.
20.
So this wolf just lunges at you and tears at your leg, doing 12 points of damage. You feel yourself almost go down, but you manage to get yourself out of it, roll out, and keep going. You're starting to bleed pretty profusely from the bite, though.
Once it attacks him, I will make a gesture, aim, and shoot Eldritch Blast at it.
Yep.
Don't have my roll of the back either, so it's a lot. 14 and... Oh, I was going to miss. So,
What was
14 to hit,
that'll hit.
7 damage.
What's your AC?
Without armor, it is 14.
You take 22 points of damage as it lunges on you and just starts tearing at you.
I'm
Can I not attempt to run away?
Sorry?
Can I not attempt to run away?
I would suggest it, in fact.
can I firebolt the wolf?
Yeah.
I'm also going to sacred flame the rabbit.
22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah, also. 10.
Jafar, over here.
2 points of fire
Around
damage.
the narrative.
I place my hand on your shoulder and heal you for 10 hit points.
It's eyeing you off still. Does anyone else want to make an attack before it's next round?
No, I'm just attacking the rabbit.
But I am moving myself in between him and the wolf.
So the rabbit sort of disappears into the shadow,
God damn it.
and the wolf looks at you and its eyes start glowing brighter, and then the flame just comes up licking around the side of its head.
I'm gonna say to it in Abyssal, I really don't want to hurt you.
Its head turns slowly to you, and whoosh, in flame it just disappears.
Okay.
And all of a sudden you hear pattering All the shadows, just hundreds of rabbits start pouring out.
Okay.
And just fill the whole area.
We didn't let him kill the rabbit. The rabbits have overbred with upset nature. It's all going wrong.
If I try to eat one of
I
them.
don't know how
Roll a dex with advantage because they're easy to roll them.
You gonna take this? Not 20.
Alright, 24.
Yep, so you grab one pretty easily by the scruff of the neck and lift
I
it
kill it
up.
inside unit.
Yep. So while you're sitting there, rabbits bouncing around, you just break its neck and start eating it.
Yep.
You gain
All
3
of
hit points as
the-
you do.
All of the leaves die and start falling down on you.
Jeez.
And the trees start withering, and the grass turns to dirt beneath you.
He does not represent us.
And then the trees all start falling and collapsing outwards.
Oh god.
And as they hit the ground, just disappear, and now you're in an open plain.
It worked. The wall has lowered.
I sit down and wait.
I'm just gonna like stand my back to him, just keeping an eye out in opposite directions.
Yep. So you do that, nothing seems to happen for a while.
Half married some of the rabbit.
What's that?
Half married some of the rabbit.
Take it and sacred flame it.
The rest of the rats have disappeared now. This one that you've killed is still there, though.
I prefer wolf, but the gesture is appreciated.
I eat the whole thing but one of the paws.
I'm just gonna speak down my collar to my snake. Any suggestions?
Seems to be thinking it can't work out what's going on. This is
too complicated.
way outside of the throne.
It has what, like 2 intelligence?
We could
You
eat
get
some
another
mice.
12 hit points.
I will let you know if I find any mice.
He knows how to party.
Yep, so I touch you. Another 12 hit points healed.
After a moment, he goes, "No mice underground."
There aren't any mice underground.
Shake his head.
We're not above ground.
I'm just above ground.
Can I like try to see if the sky's real?
Yeah, you can look up.
Does it look real?
It looks real. Yeah, it looks like you're outside.
I want to insight to see if this is all an illusion.
Yep.
Or if it...
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Nah.
I mean, you can feel the grass now that it's started springing back up from the dirt. You felt the trees. You could feel the roughness of the bark.
So either this is real...
You feel a bit of warmth from the sun.
Okay.
So it's plains as
Anyway,
far as
but-
you can see.
We've been here for a couple of minutes now. No one's come or anything.
Nothing's happened.
Looking around us, can we just see all the way to the horizon?
Yeah,
I'm gonna...
some trees in the distance. Looks like you're possibly back out where you were. You're just not sure where.
No, is it snowy?
No.
I'm gonna grab him, pick a random direction, and start walking.
Yeah, I just start walking with him.
Where's the sun in the sky?
Sun?
Yeah.
It would be sort of slightly ahead of you from where you came out of the cave. It looks like it's dropping down below the horizon, very slowly.
I know this job was supposed to pay well, but I really fucking hate it right now.
We can't go back without our gear.
Yeah.
I certainly can. Many fluke salesmen in the world.
All of them cast the hut.
Do I?
I know you said they took all our gear. Does that include my cloak of protection?
Yes.
Oh my god. I'm back
I'm
down
gonna try and
to
find the
level
entrance to
18.
the cave where we came from.
Yep.
So backtrack and
So you backtrack and there's a very big wall of trees around where you came out. They're still there. The one that was fallen in the middle seems to have righted itself.
In the
so
rabbit corpse, is there a bomb big enough I can make a knife out of?
On a rabbit? Probably not.
I'm just going to sit down and wait until dusk, because that's when you hunt.
Yep.
And take short rest. Assuming that happens.
so the trees are back. The one that was straight has come back upright. Can I see the entrance to the cave in these trees?
No, they're wall to wall. They're
Yeah.
almost formed into a wall.
Yeah.
At the top, if you look up, you see them twisting around each other, almost merging.
Do we just keep walking?
Well, I mean, if they're staying there, and after we walked for like 20 minutes,
If
Not
we,
really seeing anything change.
No, it seems like you're out.
I really feel like we're not out.
it doesn't look like it, does it?
No. Anything look familiar? Like, is even like mountain ranges in the distance or anything?
I mean, you look to where you assume the mountain would have been, and it looks collapsed, but that checks out to what you experienced.
But any like other mountains or just hills in the surrounding area?
I mean, no, but you don't know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Roll an insight for me.
I really hate magic.
Well, sitting here and doing nothing's the right idea.
You think Drow probably took you prisoner so they could take all your expensive items and then just throw you out.
Yeah, my hammer, yeah.
We'll make our way back to the party. Just settle down with them, no clue what to do.
They're making us wait
For what?
so that we get bored and leave. And then they can steal our stuff.
They already stole our stuff.
Exactly. And they wish us just to leave here with it. Or without it.
Oh.
I really want my stuff though. I found so much platinum.
Really?
I didn't find any platinum.
That's just the real voice reveal.
Is the sun in the sky correct?
From what you'd think, yes.
And it's moving.
Very slowly, but yes, it's going down.
Can I pick up a blade of grass?
Yes.
Can I put it between my fingers like this? Can I play a tune?
Roll a d20.
Wow, 19.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, well,
I
magic.
start casting Lemon Starting out with my leaf
Yep.
blower thing. It's the most annoying noise for like 11 minutes straight. Just
And slowly the hut appears.
nice.
Do a circle around that tree lot and see if I can find a doorway, an entrance. And then after that I'll go scout out and see if I can see the inverse mountain around. Find a peak and...
Roll perception.
19.
So you go around, these trees are solid, probably deliberately so. But you think you could see the sky before, there'd probably be a way to get in from on top if you could find a way up and over.
How tall are the trees?
Fairly tall, they're probably 30 or 40 feet most of the way around.
Okay.
And the trees are where the mountain collapsed. Like in the direction?
No, I mean in that direction.
Yeah.
But a fair way away.
And can we go around the trees?
You could.
Okay.
Okay, but you said
You do remember as well when you tried to climb the tree, it seemed to twist to stop you from doing it.
They flush up against the cliff face though, aren't they?
Not a cliff face. You could get sort of the whole way around. They're taller than anything next to it, so you wouldn't be able to just hop over into it.
Yeah.
so that I have the image correctly, we came out of a hole in the ground into like a square of trees.
Yep.
Outside of that is just plains in every direction, but we see in the far distance the collapsed mountain.
Yeah, and some forests and thickets of trees.
And so I'm assuming that the mountains we passed over with the cliffs would be on the other side of the collapsed mountain because they're not where we are right now.
Yeah, you could safely assume that it would probably be that way.
Okay. So either we were underground for a really long time and global warming went crazy, or this isn't real because I do remember there being a lot of snow.
Yes. That's what makes me think it's fake. But I've never seen illusions so powerful from this, like on this scale at all.
Where the chanting was coming from, where Abbathor was, do we see that? Can we recognize that high?
I mean, it's a fair way in the distance, but it looks like that mountain has collapsed where you remember falling down it.
Do we want to go
head
for
towards that?
do we want to go for a long walk, see if we can find the hammer?
Might as well.
So it's a very long walk.
Yeah.
You sort of, are you going to rest here first with the hut, or are you going to head straight out?
Are we feeling like we need to rest?
I don't need to rest.
Probably not. We're feeling pretty good still.
But it's like a 8-hour long walk, is it looking or something like that?
It'll be quite a while,
Yeah.
especially because you know the mountain's collapsed. It's going to take quite a bit of. It'll probably take you the better part of a day just to climb over the rubble.
Oh, okay.
Might as well get started.
Yeah, head down once I'm feeling tired, I'll set up the hut.
Yep.
Leaf, whistle.
On the way, I'm gonna look for rocks to pick up.
Yep, you find plenty. Yeah, and you're sort of out in the open. You can quite easily now find branches, rocks,
Oh, okay.
anything like that.
I will grab a big branch
Yep.
And I'll hand it to. Oh, wait, you've got that axe now, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't hand it to you. I'll grab a smaller branch and I'll attempt. No, don't have a knife, never mind. I'll put the small branch down and feel sad for myself.
If you want to carve something, I'll let you roll investigation, see if you can find a sharp rock to carve with.
Oh, yeah, true.
What are you trying to make?
A flute. Doesn't look like the most delicate instrument.
Can I find another twig or stick and cast very concentrated firebolts to carve a hole down the middle?
I'll let you roll, but it's probably going to be a nat 20 to do something that complicated.
16, which is a decent one. Not about 20.
So you start pouring this hole with fire, and about halfway through the whole thing just catches in your hands.
Damn.
Nat 20 to find a rock that I think would be suitable to.
You find a very suitable rock.
Nice.
It's sort of a crescent moon shape. It comes to almost a blade on the inside. You figure you could hold and carve pretty perfectly with.
Why don't you just find two coconuts?
Find me the coconut around here for this.
2 pieces of wood, just.
Yeah, I just start drumming on everything. And then I'll start trying to whittle a flute, which I assume is going to take quite a while.
Yeah.
And I've also never done it before.
You probably wouldn't need to stop. You wouldn't be able to move while doing this.
Yeah, I'll wait till we go for a rest.
Yeah.
I just like to find something I can just hack into a spear.
Yeah.
Then once I'm done
That's
that,
fairly easy.
it's basically I use the spear to walk along cats.
I'll take it, yeah.
Is my rock that I found pretty daggery, sort of?
I mean, you could probably slash at someone in defense, but you probably couldn't stab them.
Would it be like a decent amount of damage, or would it just be like 1 damage?
It'd be a D4.
Well, I'll give it to Jafar and say, please don't lose this.
Trial looks the most rock in the way.
With his claws contracting in, I don't have natural weapons.
Oh, true.
And you start heading off. It doesn't take too long. Quite a few hours, well, probably about 3 or 4 hours later, the sun starts going down.
Can we see a moon?
No.
Fair enough.
No. Starlight does fill the sky a little bit, but it's definitely lacking. It's quite dark. But with your dark vision, you don't have too much trouble picking your way through as you continue forward.
And we know there should be a moon.
Yes.
A few hours into our journey, I'm just gonna start whispering under my breath. Forest Queen, if you're around, I don't really know how to pray, but any help you could do would be a real solid. I would definitely appreciate it. Not really sure what I'm doing here, and these guys are not much help. And continuing along that vein. For
Roll a
like,
perception check.
ooh, 14.
As you're trying to pray under your breath, in the distance you're a very steady thunk of metal in wood.
Okay, from which direction?
You're sort of heading towards the mountain. To your right, you do see trees disappearing into a denser forest. That's coming from in the trees, not too far away if you can hear it from here.
Okay, I mentioned this to Valius and say, should we go check it out? Anything around here would...
Anything to break up the monotony of walking, I think.
Yeah, really.
I start heading towards there as well.
Yep. So you notice the two have just split off, heading towards the forest.
I follow.
We hear a thing.
But I'm gonna stealth in behind him.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow.
I'm not even bothering to stealth. We've been out here for so long in the middle of an open plain, anything that could see us has.
As you start moving in, you do start seeing some light coming from within the forest, and the thunking sound's getting louder and louder.
Okay.
Was it like metal and wood, did you say?
Yeah.
Is it like axe into tree sound?
Yes.
Okay. We approach the light,
Yeah.
and when I think we're about 40, 30 feet away, I call out, hello, is anyone there?
You just hear the axes stop immediately.
One axe or multiple?
Axes.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
And you see some movement through the trees. And the first thing you see is a large green head with tusks sticking its head around the corner.
I might fuck myself.
And that's where we will get a break.
My character is very much not comfortable in nature.
I really don't know if we succeeded or failed. I have no idea.
So from behind this tree, a large grey-green head sticks out. A large axe planted in the ground next to it. Who's there?
I grab Medrith and I'm like, you want to deal with this?
Why would I deal with this?
Mm-hmm. And then I walk up, and in Orc, you're just like cautiously, like, hi, how you going? Oh yeah,
Spits at the ground in front of you.
that sounds about right.
Grips his axe a bit tighter. Doesn't seem to be making moves to swing it yet.
He called out in common, right?
Yeah,
Sorry?
He called out in common.
yeah, no, I responded in Orc.
Jafar would like to continue on the trees if he hasn't seen him, sits behind him.
Yeah. As you continue roll perception,
8.
there's definitely an orc camp or some sort of camp there.
Can we see through to any building?
They're all tents.
So we can see through. They're like a sort of clearing, sort of.
It looks like they've made a clearing.
Shit.
Do I see tribal scarification on them?
No.
So, what are you doing out here?
Cutting down trees.
Was that in Orc or common?
In orc, since you spoke to him in orc.
Looking around the area
Seems
that
fair.
we approached before we came into because we were in a clearing, quite a large clearing, I think it
Yes.
was. And then
The
was this just like a sort of pocket of trees that they were?
No, it's sort of been winding its way along most of the way. you've
Oh,
walked.
What are you cutting down for? What are you making?
Nothing.
So you're,
Trying to lure those filthy drow out.
so you're just cutting for the sake of cutting?
They hate it when we cut.
Mm.
And you hear behind him a couple of.
We don't understand this.
Yeah. Looking. Can I get a peek through, see how many orcs are here?
Roll perception.
Are they orcs or half orcs?
They look like orcs.
Orcs. 19.
They look like quite a few, as you see, just from some of them putting weapons away, some grabbing weapons,
Double
some
digits.
probably at least a dozen from what you can tell.
Okay.
From behind in the trees, can I see any of their weapons left out lying there nearby where they're not looking that I could snag?
Most of them aren't weapons. They're putting down woodcutter's axes, so you could probably get one of them.
Yeah.
Roll stealth.
23.
Yep, so you managed to get into camp, grab one, and disappear into the shadows. Very almost caught by one that steps out of the tent, but you sort of flat into the tent, wait for them to pass, and then grab it and go.
We've been walking all day. Do you mind if we rest here? We've been screwed around by
Rest
the...
somewhere else.
What's your name, friend?
Spits it at the ground in front of you.
I just blow my leaf whistle for just a moment, just a quick, and I send a message. Do we think these guys are real? Because if he doesn't even know, if he might not have a name, this could be all an illusion. How much have they padded out this illusion? You know what I'm saying?
I know, right? I mean, they didn't even bother putting in snow, so it's not very well had that sort of illusion.
So you better say simulation.
Yeah.
Do you have parents? Do they know where you are?
It just stares at you with a death stare.
What are you doing?
I tell them that I think this is fake and that I'm wondering if these are illusions as well.
I point to one of his scars and go, in Orcish, I say, tell me the story of that scar.
Smiles. Hunting giant boar. I won, of course.
So it is not a war scar.
Hunting giant boar.
I just sort of turn my head like he's shamed.
He pulls up and tears part of his leather armor off, pulls down, there's a giant cross-section scar. That was from another tribe that no longer stand. Pulls back up and sort of ties it really poorly back together.
What season is it at the moment? No,
You can't tell
I'm asking Orc.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Just ignores you.
Can someone that he respects ask him that question?
I just stare him like straight in the eye, so I assume it's the same height.
A little bit taller, just a fraction.
And I try and command him like, answer the question. I say, look.
Roll intimidation.
9.
He takes his axe from the sides into his hands, puts it in between you and him, and I answer to no one else.
Cody.
I crack him across the face with my spear.
Oh god.
I'm gonna move around the back of the camp, away from them, and try and sneak into them.
And I bark in Orcish. Speak with me with respect.
Were you about to ask something?
Yeah. As a Yanti, I can cast suggestion once per day for free.
Mm-hmm.
Would wild magic still apply to that?
Potentially. Depends how stressed out you are by the situation.
Okay.
Not. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm feeling real calm. You strike him. Roll to hit.
Probably. 15.
Not quite.
Okay.
He drops his axe to the side and just glances you blow off and just smiles at you.
I cast command on you.
Does that have any material components?
Nope. And the one word I say to him is help.
What do you need?
Place to rest. Thank
Into
you.
the trees.
And I just, so I know, like, into the forest where we came from, or?
No, back further past the camp.
Alright. I've had a really rough day.
I'll walk off to another orc that's just somewhere else away from this man, and I'll approach him and be like, how goes the wood cutting?
Spits at the ground in front of you.
What's with all the spinning? He just stopped spinning. I'm trying to intimidate him.
Roll for intimidation.
Yes, good. Dang it. 15.
I could, but then I'd start doing other things, and he pulls his woodcutter's axe off from his back.
I brandish my leaf and leave.
Now, it says that wild magic only happens on sorcerer spells, and if suggestion is a racial spell, can I cast it without risking it? Because otherwise I won't cast it.
Sure.
Also, okay, I'm going to cast suggestion on the guy we're talking to.
Yep.
I believe that's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
What did he get?
You'll find out shortly.
I suggest you help us and tell us what we want to know.
And what do you want to know?
Guys, what do you want to know?
Whose mother is dead?
What season is it?
Winter.
Where's the snow?
Melted.
Why?
Heat.
When did this heat happen?
Always happens every year.
So it's not winter.
It's winter.
When did the mountain collapse?
Must have been 3 days ago.
Has it?
Roll an insight check.
Some think it's not a simulation. That's like 7. Oh, 8, I think.
I think it is.
15.
Yeah.
He said heat. You go, it is winter, it's still cold outside, but there was a lot of lava under that mountain that's just collapsed.
Oh, okay.
But that's really far away.
Yeah, but there were you saw large veins of lava running off underneath.
When we crossed that river, it was 8 away from the mountain.
You don't know how far it goes. You figure
Okay,
there's
but
probably
like back where we let out from underground, we saw no lava around us.
no lava,
And
but there
yes,
were a
was
lot
no
of.
snow.
You do remember in the caves there were a lot of rooms that were warmer than you'd expect them to be because there was lava flowing nearby.
Lava flows all under the ground everywhere.
Guys, I think if I like step back and speak in a lower voice. If this could even possibly be part of the test, I think we need to stop them cutting down the trees.
I
Probably should have suggested that he do that.
Well, I can still suggest that.
That's not a permanent solution though.
It lasts for a little bit.
We could.
Gives us a chance to get some weapons.
I don't know if we can take them in a fight. Maybe we can try and steal all their axes.
That's a good idea. I like that. We'll be back. Maybe.
I hope not.
Maybe.
Nice to meet you too. Your name is?
Spits at the ground again.
Your name is Huatu. Oh, must be Orcish.
While they're talking, Jafar would have ran around the back of the camp. More orcs in the camp.
Yes.
Is there like a back tent I could try and sneak into without being seen?
Yeah, sure. Roll stealth.
12.
Yep, so you sort of go around the tent, you open up to try and duck in, and there's an orc just sitting there with a bowl of gruel just eating. Just kind of looks at you.
Hello, my name is George. I have recently been recruited as a new woodcutter for your expedition. I am here to assess you. Is there anything I can help you with?
He just takes the bowl of gruel and throws it at you.
More gruel, okay. I'll leave the tent.
You come back with more gruel.
Wait,
Yeah.
I look around. Is there a gruel bowl somewhere? A gruel bowl?
Not somewhere you can see.
Okay. I put dirt in the bowl and I return. And hand it to him and I leave.
He sort of had his weapon ready for you to come in, but he's like, surely not. You run in and bowl of dirt.
He's had the weirdest day.
And I dive back into the trees. And start heading back to the dogs. But I'm gonna stay hidden.
So, we walked away.
I'm going to suggest.
You've already used that once.
I can't just like keep doing it.
No, it's sort of, you can make a suggestion.
Okay, and then that lasts for 8 hours.
Yes. I mean, you can try. If you want to do it again, I will make you roll a d20 though and see what happens.
Yeah.
When I'm walking, I'm going to see if I can find a rock about like palm size.
Yep, plenty of them around.
Yeah. And then another rock that's kind of sharp, or like I'll just make a sharp rock and I'll start carving a holy symbol, like into said rock.
Yeah, I'll roll a strength check.
I'll see him doing that and I'll wish him good luck and bardically inspire him. Quick tune on the leaf whistle.
So it's 14, 16.
So it's very crude, but you do manage to etch your holy symbol into this rock. Roll a d20 for me.
17.
Yep. So you've got this rock with a holy symbol carved into it, with a makeshift blade, essentially.
I look at Cass. Alright. Test it out. Hit me with what you got.
Cast a healing word on him.
Have you been hurt?
You feel a light glow and nothing happens.
Does it look like his symbol was working?
Who knows?
Did it turn on?
As I head back to the group, I let the grill off. Is that any good?
No, it's pretty average. You do notice an eyeball.
What kind?
I keep the eyeball.
It's a rabbit. Oh.
Never know when it's at.
We should move on.
We have to stop them cutting the trees down.
Why?
This could be part of it. Even if it's not, it's better to be safe. We gotta.
The drow are holding us prisoner and testing us, so we must murder these orcs?
No, not murder.
Doesn't matter. Just
Just
maybe take away their
Steal the
axes.
axes. You love axes.
I do.
And you can have like 20 axes.
But there are 20 orcs with axes.
They have to sleep at some point.
Well, Murdress, maybe if you could make yourself look like an orc, you might be able to get in there and collect them without
Yeah, how much do you know about
raising
orcs?
suspicion.
If they do not recognize me as a member of the tribe, they will attack me, no matter what I look like.
Wait, did you speak to them in Orcish at all?
Yeah.
Okay, we lure away the one we were speaking to, knock him out or something, you disguise yourself as him, walk in uncontested.
I will not deceive orcs for drow.
Did that guy seem like the one we were talking to? Did he seem like the leader to you?
No. The leader would not be doing such menial work.
Okay. Don't deceive them for drow, deceive them for us.
For you.
Here's a question, Murdress. What are orcs doing up here? What possible reason would they have to be in the waste just to piss off some drow? Does this seem like a legitimate thing that would happen with orcs?
Orcs are everywhere. Orcs are being driven to the edges of civilization.
Just in a small patch of trees, just to piss off some drow.
Why are you so against deceiving them?
Because that is what the drow do.
That's what.
Oh, so you
These
don't
are innocent. Well, they're orcs. Either they're an illusion, so we might as well just ignore them, or they're just woodcutters.
If we ignore them,
then we can't escape the drought.
I look over at like the crater and it's like, the hammer of Moradrin is there, our weapons are there.
Our weapons aren't there. Our weapons are with the drow.
Most of our weapons were thrown. At least mine were.
They took our armor though.
If we try to get rid of their axes, I'll do whatever your next plan is.
Listen,
You hear the wood cutting starting up again.
if we let the orcs keep doing this, cutting down the trees, they're saying they're doing it to piss off the drow. The drow find out, they find out we were here, we didn't do anything about it, they are going to take it out on us. We stop the orcs cutting down the trees, we take their axes, we don't hurt them, we don't harm them. Either they get a bit pissed at us and they leave, or it's the next phase of the test. We pass, they're not real, and we get further on our way of getting away from the drow.
So we disarmed them and removed their source of heat in the icy winter.
Is there any ice around
Not
us?
icy.
No, but if they have to move on, there will be.
They've cut down so many trees already, they have plenty of wood. This is not their source of heat, this is their source of pissing off some drow.
Would the leader be there? Would the leader be there looking over such a menial task?
There will always be some leader.
Because they're either cutting down the wood, taking it somewhere, or they're just cutting down wood for the sake of cutting down wood. If I didn't see any, were there any big piles of wood there?
There were some felled trees.
Just like one or two?
Probably, more than you could count stacked up. Quite a number of them.
But it
They
didn't
have to
look-
be moving them somewhere.
The woodcutter's axe that we got from Drow test, what does it look like?
It looks very plain. It's a long shaft with a basic, fairly blunt head on it.
Does it look similar to the axes the orcs are using?
No.
All the trees look healthy that they're cutting down.
Yes.
Fine.
Do they?
I hand the spear to grab the axe.
Yep.
I shift my illusion, but I shift it to looking like a Orog. So much larger, blue, with the one eye cut out, sort of shaman outfit. I will speak to them and see if I can move them on.
The drow, did they have because the first time we encountered them, that guy was like dispelling my spells and he seemed extremely powerful. Did they have like a presence to them? Could I feel that they were extremely powerful?
The drow.
Yeah, the drow.
That one you certainly could.
No. And the one that led us here, is that Khalil?
You did feel a presence from him. You definitely felt a presence from Calreth.
Gareth as well. And was Gareth the same? We didn't actually get a good look at the first time we met them, did we?
No.
No. And these orcs, they got any sort of presence to them?
Not magical.
Not much. Alright.
But just like physically intimidating.
Yeah.
Do you wanna give him some of your bard juice before he tries to do this?
Alright, so tell me what you want to try and do.
I want to walk in and find the one who looks most in charge,
Mhm.
and just walk up to him like I own the place. Because appearing like an Orog, I know I can outrank him and just boss him around.
I'm gonna follow him in the woods behind him.
So I want to walk up to him.
As you sort of start walking towards the camp, someone's like, "Who's there?" And they step out and see you.
I just ignore him.
You just kind of watch as you go past. You make your way into the camp, but there's a lot of people that have just stopped coming, tend to stare at you. None of them are challenging you though.
Just bellow out. The Drow have deceived you. They have you here so they may murder you in your sleep. Move on while it is safe to do so. It is the commands of the gods.
You see a tent flap open and a much larger than average orc steps out, standing about 8 feet tall, covered in muscle and scar.
Does he have a bowl of dirt?
No, but he looks angry. He looks like his plans have been interrupted twice now. And he looks at you and cocks his head slightly. Who are you?
I am sent by the one-eyed one, Grimish. Move this camp on. The Drow have you tricked.
He's staring straight at you, at your eye level.
I just hold his gaze.
Get
Yeah.
out now!
I hold up my hands. Yeah. hold in my hand and fire Eldritch Blast into the air.
Yep.
And just, again, no, you must leave.
He's looking around, very confused. What are you all waiting for? And the orcs around you look very confused. Roll an insight.
Uh-oh. 13.
You're inspired if you want to use it.
All the orcs around you seem very convinced that you're their commander, and his commander, he does not seem convinced at all.
I'm just gonna stare him in the eye. Like, I won't move. I'm like an immovable mountain, just like.
He pulls out an axe and charges at you. The other orcs not quite knowing what to do, just step back. They don't want a part of this.
Darn.
It's time.
He'll probably attack first, but then I'll swing back. My AC is currently 9.
Oh
Nine.
no!
Yeah, well, none of us have any armor.
I have a negative dex mod.
Yeah.
Wow, that's higher than yours.
So he comes swinging down with an axe once and twice, and you take 18 points of slashing damage.
I'm
And make a
assuming-
strength save.
I'm assuming we were waiting nearby for any
Should
sound.
we-
Not like
Hear fighting happening.
Strength
So
save.
the Eldritch Blasts
Yeah.
go up into the air.
25.
Yep. So you feel the second strike come right down on top of you. You feel your knees buckle a little bit, but you just kind of push up against it and ready.
I just want to stare at him. I want to cast Cure Wounds almost. No, I didn't have short versions, so I used them all. Yeah, I'll swing my axe at him. Fuck it.
Yep.
He's an orc, he's disobeying. I'm gonna miss. Yeah. 11.
He surprisingly agilely just slips out of the way of your axe attack, drawing his back and swinging it in.
But I will second wind.
Don't you get a second attack?
No, but I will use action surge.
Yep.
18.
That'll hit.
What kind of axe is it, though?
His.
No, mine, the woodcutters. Oh, the
Just a woodcut, single-sided axe.
So, D10. D8.
D8.
Oh, I'm having a bad day. 6 damage.
So you swing it and sink it into his chest,
Okay.
and he just grimaces and smiles at you as he comes in for 2 massive strikes again.
Can I sneak up to the edge of the forest still hiding and cast Mage Armor and slap him to distract him?
You can give it a shot.
12.
Yes.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
He's already hit twice.
Okay.
if we're within range, I'm gonna just kind of like whisper under my breath like a brief prayer into this rock, and then I'm gonna cast Hold Person on the bigger orc.
Yep. So he does 17 points of damage, crashing down you twice. Make a strength save.
Yep.
Yeah. And once again, you feel yourself buckling under the weight of these attacks, but you manage to push yourself upright.
How much? 17?
17. So
Are we close enough to see this happening?
you've seen the magic missile going up. You probably kept a distance back because you had to go into the middle of camp.
Yeah.
You could probably get in there now. I mean, they're fairly distracted.
Yeah.
But it might take a couple of rounds to get there. It's been 2 already, maybe after the next round.
Okay. Yeah, as soon
Will
as
I
I
get
saw
in
the
range?
Eldritch Blasts, I was going to start heading in.
Yep.
And as soon as we get in sight, I'm going to twin spell Firebolt the orc.
Yep. Alright.
Is that me? Yep.
Yep.
I'll swing again. 14.
That misses.
I will then hold my hand up and grip it and I heal myself for damage.
Yep. What's your AC again?
9.
Oh, wow.
Can he miss? No.
You take 23 points of damage as he just comes crashing down with his axe.
He's still alive.
How bad are you looking?
I don't want to do that again.
So
Strength save.
did the whole person do did anything happen?
That'll be next round.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, so
So you're just having these blows rain down on you, and you're somehow managing to push up and stand in the face of them. Now you can cast your actions.
So yeah, Hold Person, try and just keep him still for him.
What's the save?
14.
And it's a
Wisdom.
wisdom.
Succeeds.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I mean, does he freeze?
Doesn't seem to.
Okay, so then I don't get advantage on my attacks.
No.
That's an 18 to hit on the first,
Yep.
and 20 on the second.
Yep.
So that's 2d10 on the attacks because I'm level 5. So 4d10 total.
Does it feel like it actually did anything? Like I can feel the spell.
You could feel it tug and just snap.
Alright.
Okay.
I feel like it's pretty close.
Is my slapping having any effect?
No.
7 on the first,
Yep.
and 14 on the second.
Roll a
Have the
d20.
orcs come out of the camp?
No. They're all standing watching, not quite sure what to
That's a
No,
17.
like inside the camp. Do they all come out?
do. No, they're all standing around the camp watching this fight. They wouldn't miss out on this. It's pay-per-view for free.
Oh, so they're all distracted when we go sneak into the camp from the back.
Yeah, that's what everyone's doing. Yeah, so they're fairly easy to get in around behind them now.
I'll just make like a really annoyingly loud screech on my leaf and cast Bestow Curse
Yep.
on the orc. That is a wisdom save.
DC?
16.
He fails.
To have disadvantage on attacks against him.
Yep.
I rolled a 17 on my d20.
Yep.
Do I get to know what that does?
Nothing, luckily.
Me attack or you attack?
Back to his turn.
Yep.
Just for perspective, that was 2 nat 20s at disadvantage, so I lost both of them. But it is still 2 hits.
Can I get the damage from each hit?
The first one does 19.
Okay, so the first one hits me. I go down on my knees, look back up on 1 hit point.
Yep, and he
Next
comes
one's
back
gonna knock me
down
down.
and does 12 points of damage.
Yeah, that knocks me down.
These are suggestions.
And you are unconscious on the ground.
Oh no.
Well, dying, so it's my turn.
I'll cast Healing Word on him.
Yep.
Yep. 5 again.
Yep,
Good
he's
stuff.
seen Medrith go down. You hit him with these 2 fireballs, so roll a hit.
18 and 18 again.
They'll both hit.
So 11 on the first and 18 on the second.
Roll a d20.
Is he looking phased at all?
Yes.
Oh.
Those last 2.
15.
How much did you heal me for?
Does that go through now?
Yes.
Ugh, 6.
Thank you. I don't think the exact number's going to matter.
Yeah, true.
They see this large, strange-looking creature go down, and as he hits the ground, he just turns into a human.
Yeah.
They all look around each other, and they all start roaring. And they all start grabbing axes out.
I'll run in because like, at the moment instead of healing him, I'll just run in essentially into the ground, rocking fist, and just spirit guardians right next to the
Hell yeah.
big muscly orc dude.
Yep.
The big guy didn't go down though, did he?
No.
No.
He's burning. He's roaring now.
I'll
He's very angry looking.
viciously mock him,
Yep.
which is a wisdom save, I'm pretty sure.
And what do you say?
Please die.
What's the damage?
2d4. Yeah, 4 damage.
Have to ask nicer than that.
With true number?
My able back again.
As you climb back up,
Alright, swing again. 20.
that hits.
Does he take any damage from my spirit guardians?
How does the spirit guardians work?
I think it's the first time they enter it, and the start of their next turn.
Okay. If you cast it, did you cast it around Medrith or?
Yeah, I pretty much like ran in there and then just like straight next to Medrith and the
Okay.
big dude.
It's kept him back, but he hasn't gone into it. He figures he's dead on the ground. He's done with him.
Get back up, step forward, not even realizing that my illusions shimmered back to human. Swing in the air as 7 damage.
7.
Yep.
As you do, you notice all the orcs are armed and they're all starting to just charge into the fray now.
Have I made it to the back of the camp?
Yes.
I start looting tents.
Yep.
Thanks.
I'm gonna stay far away from all of the orcs and keep fireballing the guy in the middle.
Yep.
Twinned again. 15.
Yep, that'll. No, it won't hit.
And so not 20.
That will definitely hit.
Yeah, baby. 17 plus 18, 22 points of fire damage.
Roll a d20.
6.
So you cast this fireball, 3 fireballs, bolts of flame just piercing through the forest. As you do so, your hands are getting quite warm, and all of a sudden they just explode in flame. And you take 7 points of fire damage as it blasts back into your face.
No, what is this?
And then she lights the forest on fire, and then we fail this test. If there's one.
I'm just gonna freeze as my magic backfires like this, just like in terror, staring at my hands.
Where is... You got up, didn't you, just then? Yeah. Where is he located?
Right in the middle of the camp where he came to challenge.
Is he near any tents at all or anything?
There's a few tents around, probably within 20 feet.
I'll go about 10 feet toward... I'll move within 10 feet of him, and I'll cast Darkness with him on like the edge and then close to a tent, so we kind of have a passageway to a tent through the darkness sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
So everything just goes black inside. You're throwing your hands, just darkness envelopes where the flames were crackling. You don't notice while you're going through tents rummaging through everyone's personal belongings. And you're kneeling where Medrith was, who's now lunged forward and just blanketed in darkness.
Okay.
Yes. You just see darkness.
So I'm outside the darkness though?
No.
I put you on the edge and I called out to you, say, come on, reposition.
I'd like to just take like a slight step back from the darkness, not so much to disengage, but just so clear out of it. And I like to call out an orcish, drow trickery. Ignore the adventurers. Go and find the drow. They are going to attack. And I throw my axe up and do mask of many faces and shift back into the orc.
Yep. So roll persuasion or deception, probably more. Do I actually have inspiration even though I went down?
Yeah.
D8?
Yeah.
23.
Now, so you step out of the darkness and
Sorry, 22.
Raise your axe. The orcs look angry and confused, but they all hear the word drow, look at each other and start rushing into the tents to mobilise and fortify.
And then I go through the darkness.
And as you step out, you see the chief orc on his knees, flames looking at him. He looks up at you, look like he's about to stand again, and just drops to the ground, flames crackling out of him.
If I hear someone coming, I'm going to run up back to the tent.
You hear people going.
No, I'll run out.
Quite loudly.
If I
Roll
find
with
anything
stealth. Roll stealth to see if you can get out in time.
26.
Yeah. So they don't notice you as you dart out. You're feeling pretty disappointed because there's pretty much nothing in there. It's a logging camp. They keep the bare essentials, some food.
Did I get like a bedroll and some food? And
Yeah, you can still basically basic camping item.
Did I find any armor or swords?
No, they're all armoured up with their weapons to go out.
And then I take some sort of bag.
Yeah, you'd find some sacks and packs.
In the darkness, with my spirit guidance still going, I cast Thaumaturgy and just like in like Lady Galadriel style, just like booming, loud voice, and just like, you have angered the Forest Queen, you will suffer, and just make the ground shake a little bit and a few little like.
Roll deception with disadvantage.
Oh.
13?
Are you watching them as you do this?
I'm in the middle of the darkness.
I'm not watching anything.
Who knows?
I'm gonna stash the sack in the tree and then run back to everyone.
I will start walking, not towards the party, but towards where I saw the chief walk, because I don't know what's going on around me. And I'm trying to kill that guy, so.
Is the chief down and dying? Was that an implication?
His body is on fire now.
Can I make a medicine check to stabilise him?
Yeah, it's going to be a high DC.
Sorry, dude. I tried. 10.
So you start patting out the flames and it's just too late. His body's starting to char.
I have used up all my healing from my pack. I packed, but I packed out and I tried to summon it and I just can't get the extra bit.
Yeah.
Wasted it on just that.
Is the darkness surrounding me as well?
Depends how close you're standing.
No, you'd be sort of well outside,
Okay.
but you'd be in natural darkness.
Okay, I'm just like frozen in place, hyperventilating. I rolled a wisdom save, but it's a crit fail.
So you hear them mobilising. Your voice booms out, you see some flames. You hear a pause for a moment, then the shouting intensifies. You're not sure what it means.
Am I looking around because I've backed out of the darkness through the tent and backed further away because they're all coming to the tents? Are they seeming to care about fighting anymore, or are they just prepping themselves for a fight with
They're prepping for the drought level to
the
it.
drought? Right, I'm gonna think.
I tried. I take this guy's axe.
Yeah. Much better axe than we had.
Yeah.
They're all holding their axes, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, they've all got their armour on, weapons at the ready.
Are you coming towards me?
I'm walking through I'm headed through the darkness. So.
When I see him, I'll ask, did the leader fall?
Yes.
Do you think you can impersonate as the leader now? I mean, not as the dead one, as like the new leader?
I hand you the woodcutter's axe. And then I shift my form to look like the leader.
Yep.
What to do with this?
And yeah, I'll step out into the clearing and I'll just start giving orders, basically saying, check over there, you know. Watch the tree line over there. The drows may come through that rock formation.
They look at the charred body on the ground that's now burnt.
I thought
They
it was
look at
in
you.
the darkness.
That's just outside.
And I don't
But
know.
they look at you and look at the body and it's sort of charred beyond recognition. They're not quite sure.
I
They
thought it
start
was in
following
the
orders.
darkness, so I don't do that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably wouldn't have known,
Okay, if I didn't know, then I would do it.
but they do start following the orders.
Okay, that'll work.
They see you with the axe looking the same. There's a big body on the ground. They go, I could have sworn that was him, but... Alright, we're good.
Drow!
Okay, I see them that they're at least listening to him. I'm gonna loop around and fire. Did I even see Vilvana's hands light up?
Oh, you saw flames just arcing out of the forest.
Okay.
You would have been pretty sure it was her.
But I didn't see her, like, because I didn't see the spell backfire on her, did I?
You probably would have. It was sort of like these bolts of flame, then all of a sudden...
Flash. Alright, I go around and find her.
I'm just kind of like frozen, shaking a bit, hugging myself. Like,
I come up to her and I put my hand on her shoulder and I say,
no,
what happened? What happened?
what always happens?
But I thought it only happened when you used the...
No.
I just sit next to her and just like, nothing's bad's gonna happen now. You're safe now.
I like fall back against the tree and collapse to the ground. Like, this can't happen again.
It's alright, no more magic today, it'll be fine.
I really want to get out of here.
It's right. I will just stand guard next to her.
You're not that far into the tree lines. You do see the orcs sort of...
Okay,
dashing back still.
I say let's move away, and try to help her just
Yeah,
leave
it
to
wouldn't
a
be too hard. They're
distance.
fairly distracted to move deeper into the woods, out of their dark vision range.
Alright, yeah, I'll just try and hide with her.
You're still in there barking orders.
Yeah.
I'm still in the darkness somewhere.
Yep.
Far side in the woods watching.
Adventurers, leave before the drow turn up. We cannot defend you weaklings.
Do I hear that? In the...
Oh yeah, he's shouting.
Then I'll stop and then try and find my bearings. And then just leave at a random direction.
Roll a d6.
6.
You sort of step out of darkness right in the direction you're hoping to go, back towards the clearing.
Alright, cool. I turn off my spirit guardians.
Yeah, so you're in the woods just saying... what looks like the chieftain barking orders still. Everyone else has just disappeared, you're not sure where they're gone.
I'll wait and watch and see what happens.
You see the chieftain has been firing bolts of energy out, shouting orders still, but telling your friends to leave and it's not safe.
Can I insight to see if I realise it's him?
Yeah.
Because I know well enough that he can change his appearance. I'm convinced it's the good chief. That was 7. No, actually 10. I have proficiency in it, but I think that's lower than your DC. So,
Yes.
yeah, so I just like lean and like grab his leg and I say, how is he still alive?
It's not him, I saw him fall. It's an illusion, don't worry.
Okay. I'm just like...
Should have cleared that up earlier. Listen, just focus on being safe. We're all good there, we're all good.
So you managed to get out to clearing fairly easily.
I follow him.
Yeah, so you're both out.
I'm still hiding.
Yeah, so you're probably
Just
just
start
near the
appears
tree
out of
line.
nowhere.
Are you sticking around to take over?
How clear is the camp?
Of orcs?
Yeah,
What have you been telling them to do?
basically leave, but in more militaristic terms.
You're asking them to march out, essentially.
Yeah, it's like check that tree line, check that rock. Like just sending
Okay.
different groups in different
After
directions.
about 3 or 4 minutes, they would all be out doing what you told them to do.
Oh, I returned for my sack.
Sorry?
And then I left. I went back
Yep.
to my sack and stuff. And then
Roll a d6.
Roll 5.
You see a patrol being commanded. They walk very close to you, but luckily just past. As you sort of crouch in the darkness. Even though they have dark vision, they just don't seem to notice you, just out of range.
At that point, I head off.
Yep.
Once it's clear.
You go out and find Cass and Jathar out in the clearing.
Yeah, I'll sort of go through a group of trees and just shift form back to my standard one.
Is it quiet around us now?
Yes.
Do they-
You can hear shouting in the distance. And
Do they walk out like and leave the tree line, or they're going?
They're going into the tree line.
Okay.
I believe that's what you come out of them for.
Yeah, and someone was like, check the rocks over there, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Just dispersed at the moment.
basically.
Yeah, I'll start leading her away.
Yep.
Out into the clearing.
So you all regroup. Vilvana's looking very shaken.
I mean, some of the food I got.
Yep.
Is that good?
Pretty average. It's orc food.
Is it not people?
Who knows? It's orc food.
Never mind.
Do I find another eye?
Not this part, no.
That goddess, the forest queen, was it Malika?
It's Maliki.
Maliki. Can I roll a religion check to see if she has any enemies, or like with other gods, or like things?
Yeah.
24.
Well, she's the goddess of nature. You know she's about balance. Anything that tries to put nature out of balance, you figure she'd be against.
Alright. Do you reckon you'd be able to get them to pick up and move camp?
They're probably back by now and have seen their chief slain. And it was not in a fair fight.
Would you rather we didn't step in?
I do like being alive.
There's no shame in some help.
Roll a perception for me.
4.
Cool.
We should move on.
Is my snake okay?
You're fine.
Hell yeah.
Can I see that she's been burned?
You can see the back of the flame. There's probably some charring, some black marks across her face and scales.
Now that they've lost their leader, what do you think will happen?
I believe the Drow will use this chance of disorganization to murder them all.
We'll see.
But hopefully they'll take my advice and orders and leave.
I'm going to push myself to my feet and start yelling at this guy. Is this enough? Have we passed your test yet?
No response.
I'm just gonna let out just a scream, and then collapse back down, and just start hugging my knees.
As she starts to scream, just like stifle her.
So just one really loud yell, and then I'm done.
So you're now standing out in the clearing.
Do we want
In starlight, still very dim. You can't see quite as far as you usually can at night.
to just How much time has passed? Just minutes since we cleared out and he gave the orders and left.
Oh, just
Just
a
minutes.
couple of minutes.
Should we just sit, see if we can hear the wood chopping again?
Hopefully with the leader gone, they should move on.
There's nothing in it for them now, surely. Is that
If they think there was a raid, there'll at least be some time passed before they work out what is going on.
We'll give it some time.
if the leader's not there to tell them to cut wood, are they just going to clear off, go back to the base camp, or?
I do not know these people that well.
You can roll inside if you like.
Apparently I do know these people well. 22.
You figure they will just start killing each other till one of them is the leader.
It depends on what the new chieftain wants.
New chieftain.
Yes.
Aren't you the new chieftain?
No, I did not claim victory.
Right.
Plus, they would not accept an outsider. Just
Can't you just go there as their old chieftain and tell them to leave?
they would have found the old chieftain's body by now.
They saw it when you were there.
You probably can't see blood on me, but you can probably smell the amount of blood that I have on me. There's a tone in my voice. There is a chance that would be a death sentence.
What are you supposed to do?
We'll give it some time. We'll wait a little bit. Like I'll create a just water and I'll just like get everybody to hold their hands out, like dig like a little pool and just make some water in there.
I
Yeah, everyone have a drink.
My water skin. Is it orchestra?
Do we have water skins? Oh wait.
If you stole one from the camp, you did. It's water, but it's very dirty water.
Is it pee? Yeah, can we just wait 10, 20 minutes to see if they start coming again?
After about 5 minutes of waiting, you just hear shouting in the camps and the clash of steel and steel.
I'll wait for that noise to stop.
Goes on for about 20 minutes,
Oh,
then it stops. You hear it stop and start during that time.
Okay.
You'd think it's probably someone claiming they are now the chieftain, someone challenging them winning or losing, someone else stepping into the window.
Jules sort of thing.
But it seems like they've probably chosen a chieftain now.
Jafar, you wanna
So I was thinking.
sneak in there? Don't get involved at all, we'll just see how many are left, what's going on.
Keep your fingers off
I'll
things.
try. I'll run back in.
Yeah, stealth.
13.
You sort of dashing through the trees. You dart through one and you see one standing guard at the edge and it just looks straight at you.
I stop and stand up and I'm like, I returned. I was scouting the area as commanded.
One of them's back! And he starts at you.
I run up into the trees.
He cannot keep up.
That's true.
I run back behind the camp. Are they all like so mobilized that I'm running to him?
No, some of them are. The ones that you shot, a few of them.
I would like to sneak back to another tent.
Roll a stealth.
17.
You go up, start opening a tent.
I'll listen first.
Okay, listen at the tent. Sound silent inside, you start opening up one of them, shouts from across the fire. Hey! What are you doing over there?
I run away again.
Roll perception for me.
20.
As you go back around, you see the original party that spotted you are now looking at the ground very intently, and you see someone with mud painted across his face, sniffing at where you were standing.
Ooh.
I run and hide in the forest where I can see them. See what he's doing.
Yep, so after a minute, he sort of looks around, smells a bit, and he starts following the exact track that you took through the forest to the next point.
Right. How many of them are there?
There's one leading in front, and there's 3 following behind with their axes.
I run around the forest for like 30 minutes.
You might want to roll stealth at disadvantage.
Oh gosh.
Trying to keep away from 16.
Yeah, so as he's patrolling, you're dashing on the forest, he just kind of looks up and spots you, and starts charging after you.
Can I outdistance him?
Yes.
Yeah. Just do that and then leave.
Yep.
And then make my way back around to the party.
Are you still like hyperventilating on the ground?
No, after that period of time, I would have
Should I?
calmed down. Yeah.
I'll come up to you and like, so what happened in there? What's
I don't know. I was casting. It's barely magic at all. I just kept casting and casting it.
it's never happened before? Has it?
Never. It only ever happens when I'm casting more powerful things. But this time it just exploded. I don't know if it's...
Did it feel weird when you're casting at all?
No.
That's the danger of magic you haven't earned.
Earned?
She's
I don't earn my magic. It's in my blood.
That's what I'm saying.
she's earned hers.
How was Jathar feeling when he was being tracked and chased through the forest?
I thought it was fun.
Cool.
Jathar's having great games.
Probably would be.
Speaking of magic, I would not be offended by aid.
You look perfectly healthy.
I always look perfectly healthy.
All through.
Wait, Cass, wait. We'll heal you if you give us a sneak peek underneath the veil that is Medrith.
It's not necessary.
Come on, Cass.
That's 10, 17.
Thank you, guys.
You feel Axel is just suture. Nothing seems to change physically though.
It would be really intimidating to fight him because you're like cutting him up and
nothing
making
happens.
wounds and nothing happens.
Do you still need some more help, Medrith?
I am fine.
How you doing, Cass?
I didn't get hit.
Oh, I mean, mentally.
Oh, that's a whole different story. I'm really just trying to dissociate from what's going on right now. Deal with it
One way of dealing with things, but I feel like we're kind of still in it. I kind of need you here.
Once we get out of what this potential mindfuck, I will probably need a moment to possibly cry and kill something.
But you want to stop this, right? You want to stop Abbathor?
Yeah, but we need to get out of this first.
Yeah.
Roll insight for me.
Do you want to? Are you on the plan of stopping the orcs
No,
chopping down
what?
the trees, or do you not care?
I'm still on the fence. I don't know if it's real. I don't want to offend people that are with us, but it does feel like a test.
Do you want to try casting just an illusion of a bunny? See how it feels.
So did everything feel on the up and up? Did they feel like a real tribe that you've met?
Each tribe is different from what I know. The axe blows felt real.
I've got
Sure.
some experience hunting orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Is even the most minute detail, does it seem off to me?
No, not really. The only thing that seemed off, not quite like other orc parties you come across, but they are far north. And as they spread out, they have different traditions and different ways of doing things. The differences you found, you figure, would probably be attributed to that.
I'm going to shaking, put my hand out and take a couple of tries, but I cast a minor illusion of a bunny.
Yep.
Does anything happen?
Roll a d20.
It's a cantrip, I don't roll with cantrips. That's a 4.
Yeah, so a bunny hops out. And it has a broken leg.
Why did you give it a broken
I
leg?
didn't.
Oh,
Is this my magic messing up, or is it... Are we still in test? Is it the elves messing with me?
get rid of the bunny. That's
Okay.
It looks, for an error in magic, it seems very specific.
It seems deliberate, doesn't it?
If the way it drags on the ground and behind its body, that is.
It looks exactly like the one with the wolf. I think we need to stop these orcs. It's still part of the test. This is an illusion, something.
If it would make you more comfortable.
Jafar, what did you see?
Am I back yet?
Yes.
I'm back.
If we must kill them, we must kill them.
Trial returned to the camp and there was a big battle. And then the drow attacked and Jafar had to get into a fight and he fought them off and then he fought some orcs and then all the camp was destroyed and then they came out with this master tracker and Jafar was like, had to lose him in the woods, he had to run a mile away and then he ran a mile away to lose him. But that Jafar made it back.
Jafar, you are lucky I trust you with my life and believe every word of you say.
I'm doing an inside check with disadvantage because I want to believe the girls.
I rolled inside as well.
Jafar has a deception score of 27.
I believe every word you say.
I knew he could not believe the drow.
Damn, Jafar, you want to take them on yourself?
No, Jafar thinks we should continue on because they have a master tracker and will probably find us eventually.
If they're going to find us eventually, it doesn't matter how far away we get.
How many numbers did you see in there?
You all seem like quite inefficient fighters, and Jafar does not want to have to carry you again.
I haven't
This is how
actually seen you
far.
fight yet.
Are you
Jafar.
dissing my leaf whistle? My leaf whistle?
Last time Jafar had to save you all from the god and the poison, and it cost him a lot.
You're a worthy warrior, Jafar, and you have fought the drow and lived. We should give you the honourable scars to show your prowess in battles.
Jafar has many scars, he does not require more. If Jafar wants scars, he'll get his own scars.
Let me know when you want them.
Of course.
As you're out here talking, you start noticing a slight orange glow off in the distance, the way you were heading before you stopped for the forest.
Towards the mountain.
Sort of towards the mountain.
Is
At the
this
bottom of the
like
mountain
the orange glow from before, from lava?
It looks more like a campfire.
If we're making more comfortable, Medrith, do you want to continue on, look for the hammer? If we can't find it, come back and then try that.
I would prefer we find the hammer before the drow do.
Someone tells me that wolf has already got it.
Do you think the drow can use the hammer?
They would have to lift it first.
Ask the wrong person.
Let's go have a look then. We can come back and deal with this if we need to. But Medrith is right. We have actually no cause to suspect that this is...
Jafar agrees. The drow was quite real when he killed them.
Alright, it's 3-2.
Something is messing with my magics, and I think it's the drow. But I can't overrule any of you. Do what you must.
We're against this, but we're part of the team.
Continue up to the inverse mountain then.
Yeah, so as you go, the glow starts growing a bit brighter.
I would like to stealth.
Yeah,
How far
roll
away
stealth, because
does
you'll be
this
able to get ahead. Not too far.
25.
So you stealth up, you sort of go on all fours, climb up to the top of a ridge and look over. Down the bottom you see a campfire with several dwarves huddled around. And across the other side of the campfire, a much larger, more hulking figure with a shock of hair and a large braided beard standing behind it, mostly obscured in shadow.
Is it Abbathor?
Yes.
I run back to the group.
I'm stealthing a little bit away from the group. I rolled a 23.
Yep.
Like staying at pace with them, just like 20 feet to the left.
Yeah. So you find a couple of rocks that you can sort of climb up through a tree line that you can make your way along. Jathar comes darting back.
There appear to be dwarves ahead, and the big one is there as well, the one you were praying to before in the caves.
Yeah, that one real. I just know how to save my own skin if I need to.
So you are a coward.
Yeah, at the face of that.
Jafar, remember this. Jafar is not a coward.
Yeah, you haven't seen what I've seen. It's a different mountain, isn't it?
It's the bottom of the mountain range.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about, they've said it's the orcs had been dark for 3 days. They probably could have quite easily just made their way down the mountain. They could be camping here. To what end? You have no idea.
Would they be heading towards the drow from? Is that kind of like, if hypothetically, if point A was the mountain, point B was where the drow are they heading towards it?
Not heading that way.
Okay.
But you don't know how many entrances to the drow under dark there
Or
are.
what they ones even they want? What even ones they know?
Yeah.
Medrith mutters quietly to himself. Dwarves mine the rock. Perhaps we should just murder them all. And he just goes back to waiting for...
Did I hear this?
How did you hear it? Feel free to roll for chatting or perception.
Cat like you.
17.
I hear it, I'm like,
Yeah.
That's
I don't,
Everyone hears it. Everyone. He's nearby.
I don't honestly blame you. It's been a rough couple of days, and every one of my people we've seen hasn't been the most trustworthy. The nicest people we've seen have been the drow. How does that make you feel?
Drow healed us. dwarves did all kinds of things to us.
Then they've put all of their enemies in our path.
With no weapons.
We chose to walk this way.
Did the
we-
dwarves have a tent?
We had a choice.
Sorry?
Did the dwarves have a tent?
No, they're sitting around a campfire open.
All awake.
Maybe.
I wouldn't go near it. We could always try and go around, try and...
Sneak past a fucking
Did you see the hammer, Jafar?
We don't need to get close to sneak around. We can literally just go
See
around.
it, but I mean, you'd figure he probably had his hammer, the larger one, but he was mostly shrouded in darkness from the flames.
If you... I think the greatest rogue alive could get close to a god to see if he is wielding the hammer we seek.
Are you trying to get Jafar killed or?
He is the greatest rogue alive.
Jafar is the greatest rogue alive.
Oh, Jafar.
I don't think he'll be seen.
Jafar will not be seen.
Oh, Jafar.
Are we about to find out?
Jafar runs off,
Please, no.
goes back to the ridge, and he looks. Does he see it?
You'd have to get closer to be sure.
Jafar waits about 5 minutes, and then legs it back to the group. Jafar did not see the hammer on him.
I roll inside. Damn it, 8 again!
24.
God damn
18. Fuck.
Jafar did not see the hammer.
it. Maybe you are the greatest rogue
Technically, I
alive.
was
Wait.
not lying anyway.
No.
You got close enough to see the hammer?
Jafar did.
Wow. Could you feel like his presence? Because like when he walked past us in the cave, it was the scariest thing.
Maybe for you, Jafar is a master thief of the land. He has his own intimidating
You are the
race.
greatest rogue alive. Jafar.
Alex, have you been underestimating our friend here?
Apparently. I need to make you a badge or something, honestly.
Yeah, Drow Slayer.
Yes.
You slain drow?
Jafar slew many drow at the orc camp.
Wait, so that orc
Oh yeah, I
camp,
remember that story.
that orc camp is empty now?
No, Jafar left some alive.
Drow or orc?
Orc.
I mean, if they're injured, they might give us a place to
They
sleep.
did not look injured.
We might be able to overpower them without killing them.
Jafar, when you say you are the greatest rogue in the land, do you mean like this general area or the entire continent?
Jafar is the master thief of all lands.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I roll like history or insight to see as part of my background I've ever heard of him?
Yeah, sure. With advantage.
18 plus. What should I add?
Probably history or even wisdom.
History of 19.
Yeah, you are surprised you've never heard of this amazing rogue. I feel like you should have heard some stories.
I'm getting pretty sus of him.
Did you mention this?
No, I just like look you up and down.
But with his deception checks, you also think, well, greatest rogues in history probably don't want to get too well known either.
Yeah, but like.
He does introduce himself as the greatest rogue in the land.
But no one knows that. Also, I can think of multiple greatest rogues in the lands that have do nothing but announce themselves as very well known.
But
That's
like,
why
if
Fox
they're a
really
really good
is.
rogue, then you won't know anything they've done.
So it's been quite some time you've been fighting. You're starting to feel quite tired now.
Do we want to sleep outside the orc camp? We've got dwarves coming towards us. What are we going to do?
Did the orcs see you kill the drows?
No, the drow surprised me in the woods.
Unfortunate.
Alright. Let's go back. All the drow we saw were wearing like big coats, right? Like hoods.
Most of them were wearing cloaks.
So quite warm.
Fairly warm.
We do need some warm weather gear. Why don't we go back, collect what we can, and try and make our way out, I
Go
guess.
back to where?
The dead drow, I guess. They've got some gear that we
Oh,
can
the ones
use.
he killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Surely by now, the orcs have collected their stuff and found them.
Well,
Most
greatest
likely.
rogue alive, you can steal them for us.
Jafar can.
Got my new favourite thing. Just ego stroking Jafar.
Your new weapon's going to be a shovel for digging yourself out.
I'll be right here and bandage our wounds while Jafar loots the corpses of the many drow he slew.
Hypothetically, I know you don't want to, but hypothetically, you could take Abbathor in a fight.
Jafar could, yes.
Okay.
Jafar was just distracted from saving you guys before.
Thank you again for being the greatest rogue in the land.
I'm not even rolling insight on that. I'm just like, no.
You hear a bang and the glow from the horizon just vanishes.
Oh,
Towards the dwarves.
Yes.
are we heading back to the orcs right now, or are we still near?
You're staying there discussing.
Okay, so how far would we be from their camp?
Not far since Jathar just ran up to the ridgeline and watched.
I'm
Do you
going to
wanna
run
check
up to the ridgeline.
You want to run up to the ridgeline?
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Don't you
off.
think you should let the greatest rogue in the land do that?
That's right. I'm the greatest dwarf.
I roll a 20 on stealth. I'm getting closer.
Yep.
I got 15 and stuff.
I can see Jathar, but I can't see.
So you duck into the tree line and start weaving your way up, and you see over the hill Abbathor starting to walk up the ridgeline with the dwarves following him. As Jathar gets to the peak and pokes his head over with Abbathor's face about 15 feet from him.
I like grab Jafar and pull it down. They're heading towards us.
You're a fair distance from him because you're going to the side. He's tried to go up to the ridgeline.
Okay. But,
And in a moment you just see his eye lock onto you.
Oh dear.
Hello, my Lord Abbathor. I'm here to report to you that the orcs.
Somebody looks like
What
a
language
cow.
are you saying?
The orcs are amassing in a camp not far from here. Perhaps you would like to go get rid of them.
Why was I hanging up that ridge as well?
What language was that?
I guess in common. I only have common in Elvish. Yeah, common.
He completely ignores you and starts coming towards you, drawing this giant hammer out.
I bow to him and just run.
Yep.
Did I see this?
You saw Jathar put his head up, start saying something, and then just turn and dash straight past.
I saw a
And then
bow.
you see a head, giant head, coming up over the top of the ridge.
I'm gonna pull out like one of my earrings. One of them's gonna be made of copper. I straighten it out into a copper wire, cast a message to Valerius and say, okay, the dwarves that we've got are coming. I think Jathar's pissed them off. I suggest running.
Run.
I run down the camp. Out of all the dwarves getting up and following him.
They were all following him already.
Alright. Did I leave anything behind?
Just a dead campfire.
Damn it, Jathar, don't steal something right now.
I stand there and wait for Abbathor to come over the ridge. Do I see the hammer on him?
Which one?
The one I threw.
No.
Oh.
You just see a very large black hammer hanging on his hip.
I'm having a momentary crisis of do I let him kill me or do I run away?
He draws the hammer, seeing you standing there.
Suicide by God.
Can I
Moving.
I send.
rush up?
I see you
tackle him over the
freezing,
ridge?
and I send a message. Why aren't you running?
He's
Run.
up the ridge. He's basically Abbathor's over the ridge now. He's seeing all of you spread out.
Am I still hidden?
You're still hidden.
Okay. I'm like continually messaging everyone like run, what are you doing? Run.
How much are you
run.
panicking right now?
I mean, quite a bit.
Roll a d20.
Here comes that.
5.
You're freaking out.
So everyone's just hearing in their heads, run, get out, run.
I'm just standing there. I'm not moving.
Yeah, I was following up, seeing him sort of freeze. I'm going to try to run in and just tackle him over the ridge away from the guy who wants to kill him.
Yep. I guess roll a grapple check.
21.
So you're facing off against Abbathor. You just feel a thud from the sides. You're just driven out of the way.
It was, yeah, as you got closer, it wasn't like a fear frozen, it was more of just an intense, like, do it!
Yeah, I do not feel justified.
What are you doing at the moment?
I'm sending message. I'll send one to. Oh, and he's been tackled. Yeah, I'm backing away.
Before I get up and let you up, just say, you caused this. You do not get out of this that easily. And then I stand up.
Yeah, I guess.
So you stand up. He's fairly close. He's only about 15 feet away.
Let's go. I'm gonna scramble and.
Yep. You feel the ground shake a little bit.
I'll actually jump on the back of him.
Yoda style.
So you feel the ground shake a bit, and then just nothing. If you look behind you, there's Abbathor's not there anymore. Just a group of dwarves. You hear a loud crunch, and you turn around to see him landing in front of you. He just leapt straight over the top
God.
with the hammer in his hand.
Oh my god.
Why not? Whole person.
On me or him?
On the ground.
What save is it?
It's a 14.
He's God.
Roll a d20 for me.
13.
You reach the magic out, you just know it's not going to work. For a brief moment he does stop though, and he flashes a strange, sickly purple colour and then breaks free.
I've just like immediately just like beautiful mind try and process through Arcana what the hell just happened.
And then he's coming at you again.
Is that purple at all similar to the purple back in the prison?
You didn't see anything.
Oh, am I too far away?
No, you just didn't see it.
Okay.
Just for his eyes only.
Oh, I don't know. It's just that it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I'm still stealthing, kind of doing a crescent around where the dwarves are, trying to back around where the party was.
Yep.
But like further behind.
I send a message to Vilvana probably as she's moving while I'm doing this. These people were just trying to get themselves killed. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I second that. Let's go.
I know, I turn and keep running to the side. I think are you actually on my back?
I imagine so.
Yeah.
You don't have a backpack and I weigh less than your backpack.
So you're running away still?
Yep.
You hear in an unknown language, but somehow you recognise it, just a deep running coward.
I have a question. How far away from the walkout?
Still a bit of a distance. But it
How long
will
will it
take
take
two.
me to run there and back?
You, not that long.
Alright, I'm gonna run towards the walkout.
Yep, so you just disappear into the tree line.
Yeah.
I slow down just a bit.
I slap him on the back of the head and give Abbathor the finger and just like, we'll come for you.
I just turn and go,
Just riding away on Medrith killing him.
give me the hammer of Morden, and then we'll see who the coward is.
He stares at you, just a gleam of red in his eye. And he stomps on the ground.
And then I realise what the fuck I'm doing and I run.
In front of you, a pillar of rock comes up and a golden hammer sits on top of it.
Convenient.
I pick it up.
Yeah.
And now we run.
And then I hand it back.
I grab
Now you whip me like a jockey.
I take like a defensive pose with the axe. And I have a ready action to like do a sideways roll and just run and jump off a ridge, but I'm giving him a chance to run with the hammer.
it. Oh, I'm holding on to you still.
No.
Roll a perception check.
13. Cool. So you flick me off.
Run!
I guess I'll just... Fuck this. You don't get to commit suicide and I don't get to. I stand right next to you and just like... Bring it.
Oh my god.
I've tried.
Abbathor pulls his hammer out and starts walking towards you slowly.
We meet up like 200 feet away from this.
Do we?
I don't want to die in a fool's errand.
I agree. But like, what is going on?
I don't.
What are you doing at the moment?
Have I made it back to the
You
walkout?
can-
Yeah, you can wait back.
I should run straight into the front of it until like I'm trying to kill someone and then start yelling, Dwarves! Dwarves! Dwarves are attacking!
Roll persuasion.
29.
Not 20.
They don't even stop to think about the fact that they've been trying to hunt and kill you. There's dwarves.
This way! And I lead them
Start
back.
charging.
I just looked at you and was like, that wasn't my plan. Fine. And I grab you and I start running again.
Yes!
What are you doing?
I see them running, and they're running. Let's just wait,
Uh-huh.
see how it pans out.
Hope the dwarves don't come towards us.
Yep, but we'll back away slowly.
So you get back. Walks in trail, but away behind you because you're a lot quicker.
I'll
What are
just
you
slow
doing?
down so they can keep up relatively. I'll be like, Jerry, yes, get him!
Are you leading the charge?
Up to how far away I am from Abbathor?
Well, you could get right up to him if you wanted to.
I don't want to. Once I get into like 60 feet, I'm gonna just die into the trees.
Yep, okay.
After I throw a rock at him.
I was picturing like a cat speared out in the grass and just let them just run.
Right, everyone roll a perception check for me.
16.
18.
Not in front of my eyes. 1.
8.
Alright, so everything, loud battle cries, the stomping of Abbathor, the dwarves shouting just stops. and the world around you just starts glimmering purple. And you also blink awake feeling horrible. You feel like that rest you took before in the cave didn't happen.
Oh my god, we were in the cave the whole time. No way.
I've been like sad and alone for like 41 years. That was the best trip I've ever had.
You wake up and Kara's got her hand on the cage, purple glow drawing back into her hand now. I thought you were enemies of Abbathor, yet you run at the sight of him.
I sit up and I, completely ignoring her, I turn to Neither and I go, what the fuck was that?
That wasn't real.
That was you trying to get yourself killed.
That was us trying to get the hammer.
That, before that, you stood there and stopped and let him come at you. That was you trying to get yourself killed.
He's a slow dwarf.
How old are you?
Does this matter?
How old are you?
You see her hand drop and she turns and starts walking away.
You wait.
Yeah,
How old are you?
No, you're still in the prison with
I'm
nothing.
very
I am
disappointed.
78 years old. 41 years of my life has been nothing but bitter hatred for myself. And I have ruined myself and my faith once more. I will happily die. Gladly. I'll face hell with a smile on my face.
Oh, you've had a hard life. Good for you.
No, I haven't had a hard life. People have had it way worse than me. But that doesn't mean I need the will to live anymore. This world can go on without me.
Just don't try to bring us down with you.
You were nowhere near. If anything, I was giving you time to get away. And did she stop when I told her to, or she kept
She
walking?
did. She kind of, a slight smile, a bit bemused as she watches this argument play out.
I say to her, we only run because we want to be strong enough to fight him when we're ready.
You said you were his enemies.
Do you expect us to fight empty-handed?
Yes.
Well, what good would that be?
To prove yourself, I told you it was a test.
A test of nature.
What if I think there's a way that I could beat him if I had time and resources at my disposal?
You don't have time.
No, I don't.
It was a test of our nature, not of nature.
He smiles, slight nod.
We would not put ourselves into a useless fight when we know that if we were prepared we would stand a chance against him. What use is there in that? There is no crime in regrouping, in being prepared for a fight, in being prepared to take him down rather than running into it with no thought to success.
And would you have gone back?
If I have the ability,
Of course. And do you have the ability?
I spread my hands wide, show like I have nothing on me.
We could.
How? Give me a reason to let you leave.
Have you found the hammer?
We did not know there was one.
Alright. Well, the hammer mortar. There's a possibility I might be able to make something with it, or I could use it. But I'd need to take it back to the temple, give it to somebody who's more skilled than I. Or get information from one of the specialists, do some research, find out how he was sealed in the first place. Lots of things that I could do, but I need to get help.
And once you have such a item, what would you do with it?
Come back here.
And do what?
Give it to you if you want to.
So
You
we
might-
can do what?
You might be able to find him easier than I can. I don't have a way to track you. You're asking pointless questions. I'm willing to
No.
try.
You're asking pointless questions and making pointless points. This is far beyond an ancient god with no power. The negative energy plane is seeping into ours. The god is of no consequence. A surprise, to be sure, but not our problem.
What's your problem?
Have you seen the sky?
We've been trapped here. I just collapse against the wall.
We saw moments of darkness. How are we supposed to know that's the planes intersecting?
She holds her hands out and a strange light starts encircling, and she holds it up, and she just stares straight at you. And in your head, just the image of the moon being engulfed in shadow starts replaying, and she's staring very intently into your eyes. And that is how you should know.
You are clearly more powerful than us, more experienced. What do you take for granted? What you take as obvious? How are we supposed to know any of this?
How are you?
So are we exhausted again? Sorry.
Yes, very. For
Alright.
some of us.
I was gonna say I'm actually gonna turn around and give Medrith a hand and try and like. I'll throw a couple of healing spells into his leg and just try and put it at ease.
Let's sort of put my hand up. I'm not injured, I'm just exhausted.
Yeah, but it's a warm, fuzzy feeling that some people like.
She looks at you all and says, "You cannot help. This is far beyond you.
Then what's the
But you
shame?
tried. You did what was right, or at least what you believed was right." She puts her hand up and the stalactites and stalagmites start pulling in. "You're welcome to rest here. We have work to do." And she turns and starts leaving the room.
Can I help?
You've done enough already. And
Where is
that
our
starts-
stuff?
Safe. When you leave, you can have it back.
If you need any help with dwarven scripts or anything, let me know. I have a fountain of knowledge that I can access. If you need.
She kind of looks at you with an unreadable expression. "Well, thank you.
I didn't mean to do what I've done.
I know." And she turns and leaves the room.
As she's leaving, Jafar yells out, "Jafar's hungry. Perhaps you can bring us some food?"
You
Fish?
can't see her face, but you can hear the smile in her voice when she says, "Surely not a problem for the greatest rogue in the world."
Of course. Everyone knows Jafar.
And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow night, and hopefully next week as well.
Fucker.